This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
ABC Wednesday. Tim Allen and Kat Dennings star in the new family comedy Shifting Gears.
Dad, I'm broke and I need a place to stay until I figure out what the rest of my life looks like.
So, a couple of days.
When his daughter moves back in.
The last time you walked out that door, you looked back at me and gave me a double bird.
I was 18. The double bird was how I ended all our conversations.
The wheels come off.
Can we try to talk to each other like rational adults?
Have you watched the news lately? That's not a thing anymore.
Series premiere Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
Yes.
What's going on, guys?
We're here on a lovely, lovely evening. Well, it's technically the day for you guys, but it's fine.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, some get at it.
I don't know. Maybe in Cyprus, it's
also it gets released West Coast at 9 o'clock on Mondays.
Oh,
West Coast time?
Oh wow, yeah. West Coast gets it
because East Coast is 12:01. Oh, right. We released at 12:01, so West Coast gets.
But that would be 9 a.m.
9. No, 12:01
12:01 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they get it at 9 p.m. You know?
Yeah. For you West Coastians.
Yeah. Okay, so we are doing this episode. It's a little bit Halloween-y.
Happy Halloween.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, next week or so. This episode is really going to be a little bit different because we have one of our outstanding Patreons who is the research lead on this episode.
Yes.
And her name is Caprice.
Caprice.
Thank you.
And she has helped tremendously. So we're going to call her the lead researcher on this project.
Yes, indeed.
Right. And so much appreciated. And if you're not part of our Patreon, get in there.
Yeah, if you're not part of Patreon, fuck you.
Edit in there. Yeah.
You can never be lead researcher unless you're in a Patreon.
Yeah. Now that we already have a lead researcher, you will be a junior researcher.
A junior lead.
Yeah.
We're looking for a lead videographer.
Anybody?
We are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, an editor, video editor.
If you're listening, you want to get in this Patreon goodness.
Yeah.
Send a picture of my dog.
So this episode is about Martha Moxley. Have you guys ever heard of Martha Moxley?
I actually have not.
Never.
No idea.
Never. Okay, so you guys don't know the story.
No, I have
awesome.
no idea.
I actually like that.
This is Eric's favorite scenario.
Yeah.
When it's just completely...
Because he's got the advantage. He's got the...
I have the advantage.
I know, he's like, you're wrong.
I know.
You're wrong, Sean. Shut the fuck up.
No, but I like the concept of it, you guys hear everything that's been put together, and then you can make a...
We're almost like a listener.
Yeah.
Like right now, we're a listener, but we happen to be hosts.
That's right.
So it's like a host-listener.
So it's like all of us against Eric. Right.
Yeah,
of course. And I feel like it'd be really great if we had like a little bonfire in the middle. And like Eric's got like a flashlight on his face. It was...
They have one of those
1960.
They have one of those
Who's
tables.
touching my toe? Stupid.
I know,
Stupid, but I love it. Okay, so this is a strange story, and the story continues today. This is about the death of Martha Moxley.
She's got a great name, Martha Moxley.
So why does this qualify for the Conspiracy Podcast? I'll tell you. The prime suspect in this case is the cousin of Robert F. Kennedy.
So we can't get away from the Kennedys.
Yeah,
we got so much content.
Well, there's so many of them.
I know.
There's like 70.
So many.
Never-ending content.
So to give you an idea, the main suspect in this is his dad is Ethel Kennedy's brother. Ethel Kennedy was married to and had like 38 children with Robert Kennedy.
Gotcha.
Okay, so they're cousins.
Yeah.
It's a cousin.
Like second cousin.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
Is it a second or I don't know how that works.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking family trees bullshit.
In Mexico, everybody's cousin.
Hey,
that would definitely qualify as my cousin.
Yeah. Actually, like first cousin.
I think that would qualify as like you're my brother.
Cousin is like 5 times removed. It's like, oh, you're still my cousin.
Yeah, your cousin's like the guy who works at the gas station. Like, what up, Blair?
Hey, primo.
Cousin, primo.
That is the interesting part about the culture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, my cousins like my
I
like
mean,
my brother. Like Sean and I have kids close in age, and so like I'm always like, hey, Uncle Sean. You know?
Oh, of course, I say that all the time to my daughter. She's like 2, and I'm like, oh, it's Uncle Jorge.
So then when you grow up, it's like all your dad's friends are like,
Yeah.
they're all uncles, everybody's a cousin.
Yeah.
So is that like that in that culture where they're not actually related to you?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're like, yeah, this is my cousin.
Yeah, but you're like, hey.
No, I just went to high school with him.
Yeah.
It's like loose as fuck. You're like,
Like
we
Neto.
we partied.
Neto's my brother. He's my brother.
Like he's no familiar. He's no blood
Nothing.
relation at
No
all.
blood relation.
No marriage. No nothing.
But I've known him since I was like 12,
I
so
got you.
he's
Yeah, I
my
got
brother
you.
now.
So it's almost like there's another definition for cousin where it's
I
like
know.
you're
It's not the real definition.
connected.
Yeah, it's like a connection because like a cousin already is kind of loose.
Yeah.
It's like meh.
Yeah.
Anything that's you would like help them out in a bind. Cousin,
Yeah.
cousin for sure. Yeah, primo, primo.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to take you back to the 70s. I'm going to take you back to the 70s. Now, what's interesting is if you guys listen to Chappaquiddick, you'll know that there was a Kennedy scandal in the early 70s, in the late 60s.
Big fucking
And
scandal.
that was Chappaquiddick Island.
And that was Mary Jo Kopechne.
Mary Jo Kopechne and all that sort of thing. So we're just going to, honestly, fast forward a couple years to this story.
6 weeks later.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Martha. Martha Elizabeth Moxley, she was born August 16th, 1960. Her mom was named Dorothy. Her dad was John.
Okay, sorry, quick stop. 1960, so this happened when?
This happened in 1975.
So she was literally 15 years old.
She was 15.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. Sorry, that's like the first
no problem.
sketch thing.
No, and you know, we will, I'm going to give you a couple more disclaimers as we go along because there is a main disclaimer part that, you know, it's not a fun, especially because you guys have daughters and
they're like if you like just fast forward 18 minutes from this point if you don't want
exactly.
Yeah, like my wife will stop listening.
Yeah.
She'll be like off.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. My mom did that on Princess Diana.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She was listening to that episode and then
like when she died, she's like, nope, fuck this.
Like, I didn't want to listen to
It's
this
too
part.
real. It's too real.
Fast forwarded. Yeah. Okay, so she was born in 1960. So her mom was Dorothy and her dad was John David Moxley. She had an older brother, John, who was 2 years older, and they grew up in California. Martha was described as family-oriented. She was a beaming personality, beautiful blonde hair. She smiled all the time. She was a happy person. She was a happy girl, you know. Her brother said Martha was a person who had everything in the world going for her. She was friendly, athletic. She was good in arts. Everything seemed to come very easily to Martha. She was very easy to get along with, upbeat, friendly, and she was the kid you like to be around.
I know, I'd have to do this because I'm a piece of shit. But like, I watch a lot of Forensic Files, you know, I do, and they always do the same thing. Oh, they were the best. I'm like, well, I mean, most like young humans are pretty vibrant, and full of life, and like vivacious.
Most.
And like most. I would say most.
Are you saying you don't believe?
No, I
or because she died.
No, it's a personal thing because I've always thought this because like I've watched 400 episodes of Forensic Files, literally, and it's always she had the word, but it's everyone's the same. I'm like,
yeah.
You gotta think eventually, where's the dud? Where are they gonna be? Yeah, she fucking sucked. I hate her. Like. I'm not saying this with this game. It was just a personal thing that I wanted to say because I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. I was hoping to resonate with a couple of our listeners and be like, fucking God, somebody fucking caught on to this
based
shit.
Based on their friends, family, and
I
that
bet
sort
she
of
was
thing,
awesome. I bet she was fucking awesome.
She seems to be.
I guarantee she was.
Or at least
I hope
she
her
was so
friends and
young.
family say that.
Yeah. Fucking stole my lunch money. She's bullying me.
Okay.
The dad's like, ugh.
Okay, so her father was a partner in a large accounting firm, and as a result, he moved his family in the summer of 1974 to an extremely wealthy gated community,
Brentwood,
known as Belle Haven.
Ooh, that's
in Greenwich, Connecticut, right?
Oh wow, you got to
so
be
this
rich
is
to live in
this is a
Connecticut.
community that's on the border of Connecticut and New York.
It's like the private school capital of the world. Like
It's
fucking
insane.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Their new estate on Walsh Lane was a massive property. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the property because of how
This will make me jealous as fuck.
Okay.
He bought it for $8,000.
So 3 acres. Okay,
Jesus
in a
Christ.
gated community.
That's pretty big.
That's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
humongous.
The home was 9,000 square feet.
And he's got one kid.
9,000 square feet, right? And it's just, it was the highest end that you can get, really.
Yeah.
You go there and it's just the mansion.
Top of the 1%.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And they got like horses and shit just fucking running free.
Yep.
Mustangs.
So
It's a pet horse, you know?
Fuck it.
And she's the one. It's the type of community where you get the actual pony.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For your birthday?
For
like 100%.
For the quinceañera and you get an actual
Like
pony.
a
comes
legit-
out.
Except it was like the
legit-
5-year-old birthday party, not even the quinceañera.
That's like it's just,
But so in 1974, she wrote in her diary, she said, "Dear diary, 1974 has been one of the best years of my life."
So she's 14 right now.
She's 14. Well, I hope 75 is a good one.
man, the
You
fact
know?
that she like
I know, right?
she had a
It's just-
diary. She
yeah.
clearly was with it
Yeah.
because I don't remember when I was
I
15
know,
years
right?
old.
I know.
So another friend of hers says she was not a wallflower. She wanted to meet everybody. You know, like the social, she
Yeah.
was happy, bubbly, that kind of thing.
Social butterfly.
There you go.
Yeah, social butterfly.
Exactly.
So she was a joy to be around. She was well liked. She was popular, especially with the boys.
I was gonna say with the buzz,
She was popular with the boys.
with the rich cunts.
And her friend
Connecticut.
said she just made you feel like you were the center of the world. You know? So in the year leading up to what happened to her, she made a bunch of friends, but she also started dating a boy named Peter Zaluka. And they played tennis at the club.
And it sounds
They
like
swam on
about.
the
Did he drive like a
team.
T-bird or
Yes,
something? Like,
yes,
Zaluka.
yes. Sometimes they would even get a little wild in their teenage, nightlife and smoking, drinking, staying up until 3, 4 in the morning in the neighborhood that's gated,
Yeah.
Nice.
right?
I was not in my neighborhood when
Yes.
I was doing that. I would go to like the park. Literally.
The
park.
city park.
No, like exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't own it.
Yeah.
I literally got arrested in the park. I was in my
Nice.
neighborhood, and there's a park right there, and I got arrested.
My neighborhood was fucking apartments, so we just go under the stairs.
Oh my god, Jorge! Jorge's in like the slums.
Yeah,
He's
seriously.
He's like, well, and my apartment wasn't really an apartment. It was just it was a giant storage bay where we all lived.
The projects.
I know, right? Fucking
Okay, it wasn't that bad.
section ocho.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about her neighbors real quick. Okay, and I'm going to show you actually a picture. So Martha Moxley lives here.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. Okay. The Moxley residence.
And then the Skakel, that's their name. The
Skakels.
Skakels lives right there.
All right, so it's like
you
4
see-
houses away, but
That's right.
That's probably
But
like
it's a
20
little
acres.
bit- it's so far away,
It's
yeah.
a little bit of across the street, but not quite across. You could go.
It's like across the
Yes.
street if you're rich.
Yes.
It's like it's like across the plantation.
Exactly. Now the Skakels are the Kennedy cousins.
Oh, okay. These are the
This is who they are, right? And the 2 kids are named Tommy and Michael Skakel.
okay.
These are the key players in this scenario. So remember
course.
that Tommy and Michael Skakel.
And these guys are like platinum spoon babies.
Yes, big time.
100%,
Big
yeah.
time. This is even the Kennedy money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Veruca Salt.
Right.
Don't care how.
Yeah.
I want it now.
I love it. That was a good one.
Dude,
that was good.
thank
That was a
you.
good impression. Yeah.
That sounds just
Okay,
like
so the
her.
2 Skakel brothers, Tommy and Michael, they had 5 other siblings.
Damn.
And they were the children of a man named Rushton, Walter Skakel, and Anne Elizabeth Reynolds. Their father was the brother of Ethel Kennedy, who was the wife of Robert Kennedy.
All right, so
Wait,
they were
say
like
it again. Say it again. The father was
the brother of Ethel.
Ethel, who married Robert.
Who married Robert and had so many kids.
So he just got like, he like lucked into this. He was,
Yeah, basically.
Good job, Ethel. Woo! Like fucking in.
And now, to present day, means he is the cousin of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. I mean, logically. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay,
thank you for that.
Yeah, I know. Just to make sure.
To this day.
Sure. Yeah. To this day, it continues.
Right now.
Yeah. Okay, so Thomas at the time was Tommy. We're going to say Tommy. Yeah?
Tommy sounds better.
Tommy was 17. His younger brother was 15. Okay.
So his younger brother was the same age as homegirl.
That's right. Now, these two brothers were notably rambunctious, had tempers, and were rivals with each other in sports and with women. Or girls.
Sounds like classic.
You only have sisters, right?
Yeah, I do have a brother, but we didn't really, long story, but yeah, some of my sisters, yeah. And they were rivals, and they fucking beat the shit out of each other, and I was just like...
The sisters, you mean?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
sisters? Yeah.
I was like, hey. Yeah.
What about you? Were you like that with your brother, rival, and like...
Well, with your brothers. He's got fucking 5 brothers.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't call rivals. You know, we were spaced out enough to where that we were friends, and then there's also a lot of there's step too. So we were friends before, and then so it wasn't quite. I wouldn't call it rivalry.
Not like this.
Not like this at all.
Were you a rival with Ollie?
No, not
were you
at
guys
all.
fighting over the same?
Not at all.
Poon?
We were like fucking best friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go. So these kids
rich
are
white kids.
These kids, these kids are known as being literally they're described as rambunctious.
I mean, that's a bad sign. Right
Yeah.
So 2 years prior to this situation, the mom died of cancer.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So obviously that has a major impact in the growing up and that sort of thing. And
kids are just gonna be pissed all the time. I would be.
And so then the father was a very wealthy person. Now he lost his wife. And so basically he just let the nannies and the caretakers take care of him.
Oh, he would just go out of town. I can't deal. I'm out.
He would just go out of town all the time and not really. And it is said and quoted that his method of being a father
was terrible.
Was hands off.
Yeah.
And it's even quoted as hands off, wallet out approach.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what do you need? Okay, fucking Amex.
Yes. I'm not in town until September.
Yeah, like,
so just
and meanwhile he's actually in town, but he's like staying like the fucking. He's like,
he just doesn't want to deal with
the economy suites. He's like, ugh, fuck these kids. I'm out of here.
So Martha even wrote in her diary. She recounted an incident when Michael was drunk, and she wrote in an entry, and it said Michael was so totally out of it that he was being a real asshole in his actions and his words. He kept telling me that I was leading Tom on when I don't like him, except as a friend. Michael jumps.
Younger brother.
Michael jumps to conclusions. I can't be friends with Tom just because I talk to him. It doesn't mean that I like him just because I talk to him.
I see. Okay.
I really have to stop going over there.
Oh wow! So she was with. She's actually smart as fuck.
We have a picture of that entry in the journal.
She's got pretty solid handwriting.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so kind of laying the scene here. They're neighbors. They're kind of friends. They're the same age. These guys are a little aggressive, little dudes, trying to get on.
And she's, maybe I should stop hanging out with them.
Yeah,
these guys are bad news.
Yep.
The fact that she realized that they're bad news at 15 is impressive.
Yeah. There's one little.
I believe the hype.
Yeah.
I believe the hype.
There's a story that she wrote in the diary, and it said she described a trip. She said, me, Jackie, Michael, Tom, Hope, Maureen, and Andra went driving in Tom's car. It's a lot of people in one car.
People in the car. It was like a shaggin' wagon? Yeah. What the fuck?
And she says, I drove a little. Then I was practically sitting on Tom's lap because I was only steering. He kept putting his hand on my knee. He kept doing stuff like that. Jesus, if Peter, her boyfriend, remember Peter, the guy at the country club, the tennis?
Oh, yeah. Peter, whatever with the Italian name. Yeah.
Sicurli, whatever. Jesus, if Peter ever found out, I would be dead.
Oh, wow. So maybe Peter's the culprit here.
Okay. So both Skakel boys had crushes on Martha and making those friendships really weird and awkward the whole time.
Yeah.
But you're at that age where it's like everybody's kind of...
Everything's awkward.
Well, it's also, you're at that age where it's you're like,
yes.
I just get boners all the time.
Yep.
That's what I'm like. for no reason at all.
Exactly.
Just like, fuck, what's happening?
It's really windy. Boner.
I know you're like, oh my God, look at her. She's got a body. Oh, yeah.
I know.
It doesn't even matter if it's good.
It's really fucked up on Mother Nature's part, isn't it?
It's weird. I know.
I saw an ankle.
I know.
Boner.
It's a really testament to survival where.
Oh yeah, they're like
males,
reproduce.
Yeah, men. It's just a constant, almost thing of
it's weird.
Reproduce. Yeah, it is strange. Anyways, okay, so now we come to the night, and it's October 30th, 1975.
Oh,
okay.
So this is pretty much the anniversary of when this happened. October 30th, 1975. The eve of Halloween in the town of Greenwich was recognized by the youth as Mischief Night. You ever heard of Mischief Night?
No.
I mean, that was just
It's
like
a thing.
that was like Airy Night.
Yeah. No, so Mischief Night is a thing that happens in the Northeast, and it's on Halloween or the day before Halloween.
Still fuck shit up.
So the
And the
30th.
kids go out and they egg shit, they toilet paper, they ding dong ditch, they, you know what I mean? Like
poop fire.
throwing that's called the Night of Mischief, and it's a Mischief Night, you know, and it's actually became a thing.
I never had it. I wish I did. That
Yeah,
sounds fun
it
as
sounds
fuck.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a night in which friends go out and they ding dong ditch, TP, blah blah blah. But
it's funny,
like raising mayhem.
But it's funny, I think about that now. If that happened to me, I'd be so fucking pissed.
If you got toilet paper,
oh, dude, I'd come out outside with my gun. Like, you have 5 seconds, get the fuck off.
Where the fuck
bro.
are you?
and then the kids are like, "You old bastard!"
I'm like,
Shut up now.
Shooting rounds off. Like, fucking.
Do you know how much of a nightmare it is cleaning up old, wet toilet paper?
Oh my God, it's got to be the worst.
Oh my god!
Dude,
it sticks in the trees and.
Well, I went through a little vandalism stage when I was younger.
Sorry.
I did. Wow.
How many people go through a vandalism stage?
Apparently, Sean did.
I did. All right, look. Fuck you, Eric. I'm trying to be real. I went to a little vandalism stage, and I can just only imagine. I did a lot of fucked up shit when I was 14.
Yeah. Same age, this exact.
But like we were doing terrible things. Like we were,
hitting mailboxes with baseball bats.
It's not Mischief Night. It was like felony night.
Dude, this is like all hella felony night. Like we ripped off.
What's
like,
that movie where like there's no rules?
Oh, like The Purge.
His was Purge Night.
Mine was like Purge without like rape and murder. We would rip off the emblems of a Jaguar emblem. Rip rip those off.
Mercedes ones.
Oh, Mercedes ones. Dude, I have a
point in
bag.
that. It's not even a prank.
In the floor. Dude, I had a bag of it in the floorboards of my room, like literally on the floorboards. And we used to
did
like
that one time.
We'd stab tires and then
what?
Yeah,
what?
Dude, you were like,
I'd be so
you were
pissed.
like, you know those bad guys in the 50s, like the greasers, and they were just the riff-raff, and the old lady would be like, "There's a bunch of riff-raff over here."
What's that movie? The
Outsiders.
The Outsiders. Yeah, The Outsiders.
Yeah, for sure.
I know it's like with my little switchblade, fucking ready to stab motherfuckers. Yes, I did.
You got
that.
a cigarette up here,
And I remember because my dad bought me this like knife set for my birthday, and my mom was like,
What a bad
my mom
idea.
was like, "You fucking idiot!
Yeah.
Todd, like, why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Mom, it's okay," and I instantly use it for terror, like a fucking piece
Sweetie,
of.
Sweetie, don't you know he's going through a vandalism stage? God damn!
Don't you see the signs of the vandalism stage? I felt so bad.
Clear signs.
The clear signs.
It's obviously going on right now. Oh my god!
You're a piece of shit.
Oh man.
Okay, well,
Anyways.
Sean was here. Sean was there.
I was in Greenwich.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he wouldn't be let in the gate.
I was one of the housekeeper's sons in Greenwich. They wouldn't be let in the gate. Sir, you don't live here.
Sorry, sir.
We know you don't live
We
here.
clearly see.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's vandalism night.
What? It's vandalism. Let me in.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Please.
Yes.
It's vandalism.
Okay, so Martha participated in Mischief Night. So she went out on the town, or it's not really the town. You go out in your own neighborhood.
cul-de-sac?
Yeah, you go out in your hood.
She was out in the hood. Yeah.
Now here's the funny part. A week earlier, she was out over in the neighborhood until 4 a.m, drinking, smoking cigarettes, and stuff like that. So she came home. She was grounded.
Well, no shit.
Yeah. So her parents were like, "You can't go to Mischief Night now."
You can't go to Mischief Night? They're like, you get like permission to go to Mischief Night? Go fuck up all our houses.
Her dad was out of town.
They were like, it's okay. We'll just pay the fucking.
I know, whatever.
The help.
Somehow,
what do you think the HOA's for? Fuck this.
so somehow she talked her mom into letting her go.
Mom's such a sucker. She was probably like 8 martinis in.
I know.
Whatever.
No. Can you imagine how much she regrets that exact moment?
Oh, God.
You know, I mean, now that I brought it
Jesus
real to you
Christ.
guys.
Wow.
Can you imagine though?
No, I can't imagine,
I know,
Eric.
I feel so sorry for Dorothy on that. Yeah.
Never recover.
Yeah.
No, I'm having a hard time recovering right now.
Yeah.
Like,
We haven't even heard the story yet.
Just from the communication.
So her mom caved in and said she could go, but she had to be back by curfew. But
Which
at
is
the
what-
same
what-
time,
what
we don't
time?
know what curfew is.
Yeah, like
10,
4 a.m.
It probably,
11,
yeah.
10,
I mean,
yeah.
she's
I would say
15.
like 10.
When are you going to let your girls out till?
Oh, at 15? Fucking 7:30. Like until like fucking sun is like it's like and sun's at 45 degrees. Your fucking ass better be home.
Yeah.
Like,
Sundown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sundown. So I don't know. We don't know what that meant, right?
Yeah.
So Martha and her 2 friends, Jeffrey and Helen, were to meet Tommy and Michael at the Skakel residence.
Oh, the 2 fucking Tommy and Michael, 2 fucking hellraisers.
That's right. So they were going to walk over there and they were going to meet them right before 9 o'clock. When they arrived, they piled into a parked Lincoln on the Skakel's driveway.
Okay.
Right?
I gotta say the Moxley residence is far larger
Yeah.
than the Skakel residence. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's like 3 times larger.
Yeah, they're killing it. Yeah.
So they sat in the Lincoln in the driveway. Martha was in between Tommy and Michael in the front seat, and the 2 friends that were with them were in the back seat. They remained there listening to music until around 9:30, when 2
Which is like already
others,
past curfew.
Yeah, when and they're just sitting in the listening to tunes. Yeah. Hey, check this out. This is a little thing called Bob Dylan. Check it out.
Check this shit out.
Check this shit out. Put in that track.
He just dropped this.
You know, they're like, he don't miss.
Yeah.
He don't miss.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So then 2 other Skakel brothers came and their cousins.
Wait, there's more Skakel brothers?
Yeah, there's like
tons.
5 others.
Oh,
There's
that's right.
5
They're
of
like,
them.
okay.
Yeah,
So
but-
they're like the older
There
brothers.
was 7 of them
Yeah.
total.
They're the real Hellraisers coming in.
And cousins.
And a cousin showed up named Jim. They said they needed the car to go to Jim's house to watch the new premiere of Monty Python's Flying Circus. Just to give you an idea of the time. This is the time.
This
dates the story. Yeah, exactly. Michael also tagged along to this premiere, leaving Martha, her 2 friends, and Tommy behind at Skakel residence. Okay? So Michael's gone. Tommy and Martha began flirtatiously playing around, pushing each other, eventually leading to Tommy playfully pushing Martha down on the ground, falling on top of her. And at this point, Martha's other 2 friends felt a little awkward and decided to leave.
Oh, great. What a shitty friends.
Yeah,
You know what?
seriously.
We're just going to let this thing happen, so we're going to dip.
We're just going to let it
they
play out
couldn't.
as it.
Apparently, it was like, oh, they're getting into it, like it's
No,
flirting. Oh, this is more of like a date night.
Like that
This
awkward
is-
when somebody starts making out and you're like, oh, you're like the only one there.
You're
like the third wheel, you're like, oh.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
find food. Get the fuck out of
They decided to leave. Okay, this would be the last confirmed time that anybody other than Michael or Tommy saw Martha.
See, the thing about that is that I feel like she was probably just trying to be nice. Like, ha ha ha, like, get the fuck away from me.
That's what it sounds
Because
like.
clearly, based on her fucking diary entry, she's
Also-
like, I don't trust these motherfuckers.
Also, she has a boyfriend.
I know, so she's
True.
not, and she doesn't seem like she's clearly not
Yeah.
into him.
Yeah.
And so he's like, ha 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 ha, and she's like, please
Yeah.
stop. And her friends were like, well, fuck her. And then she's like, why are you leaving me?
Right. So that was 9:30 p.m.
This is fucked.
Yeah. So 1 a.m. comes.
That's a
Dorothy Moxley started to get worried.
The mom?
The mom.
Yeah, the mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mom started to get worried. She hadn't been home. She started calling around to neighbors. She was like, what is going on? She couldn't find, nobody saw, or nobody replied saying they saw her. Nothing.
Yeah, see,
3:48 a.m.
That's when I'm in the neighborhood. Fucking, I'm
Yeah.
kicking doors down. Like, I'll fucking pay for the damages.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially this neighborhood, you got what, maybe 10 houses?
I know.
yeah,
Like,
it's not
go
a
knock
lot.
on each one.
oh no, I'm going donkey kicking those fucking doors. Like, you have 5 seconds to open the door. I'm shooting the fucking door down. Like,
So at 3:48 a.m., she decided to call the police.
I would have called the police
Yeah.
at fucking at
But
9:35.
don't forget, the week before she was out till 4.
Hence why I
So
would have called
that's
the.
why there's a little bit of,
Yeah.
you go, oh, maybe she's coming back.
Right, it's kind of like, oh, he did it. She did it
she
again.
did again. She broke it. She's in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit in the
dark.
Yeah, in the
with
lounge
with like a whiskey.
Yeah, yeah, with a fireplace in Connecticut.
I'm gonna turn on the lamp as soon as she walks in.
Like in the dark.
It's like,
hello, mother.
Yeah.
Turn on the
where were you?
No, it's like in a robe.
Oh, that's the worst. Like
So
whenever
all-
you get home, like, and then like your
And
mom
you're trying to
or
be all
something,
sneaky, like
those words all of a sudden, like, where were you? Do you know what time it is?
I know.
Oh my god.
See, my mom was a little more rough.
Well,
More
yeah.
like.
She's like, hit you.
She's like, you're fucked. like that's what it would be like.
I can imagine her just hitting you, just smacking you,
And
backhanded.
she's also so small.
Says nothing.
I wouldn't see her at eye level, so I would just get hit from like underneath, like shocking.
Yeah. But it would be very painful.
Uppercutted in the throat.
Yeah, it'd be very painful.
Dude, she's punched me in the throat. Well, not punched. She open hand me in the throat before. It fucking sucked.
Like knife handed you?
Oh, dude, like open hand, like a Steven Seagal, like a fucking dude. It was terrible. I dropped to the ground. I was like crippled. It was terrible. I got away with that. Steven
I could just picture you like on your knee.
I know, with like my tiny mom, like, "Ah!" I was like, oh, fuck.
It's true.
And then she walked away. She like let me sit there, like, and then she walked
Even
upstairs
worse.
and this dipped. I'm like,
She's like,
fuck.
okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
She's like, bitch.
I got it. I got it. So by that time, the brother got home, and the brother started going around town, around the neighborhood, and
good brother.
like,
There
what's
you go.
going on. And so
even the brother's getting home at 4 a.m. Like it's a normal
well,
thing.
no, he didn't. It wasn't quite 4 when he got home. He got home at like 1-ish.
Well, she called the cops at like 3.
Yeah, so
something.
he started walking around, asking around, that sort of thing, and then nothing came of it. So
Yeah, there's
3:48.
no fucking iPhone at this time.
Yeah, so 3:48 came around. She called the cops, and then by that time, they more thought it was because she had been out the week before.
They're like, oh, she's a
They're
young
like,
girl.
Yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
Halloween. You know,
Right.
okay, we'll have a car drive by, and that's about it. You know.
They didn't
So
really
then
give
the
a shit.
next morning came around, and Dorothy actually went to the Skakel house.
Oh yeah.
She just went there, and she knocked on the door, and Michael answered the door, and she said, and this is an interview that she did, says he didn't look healthy. Actually, I think he looked hungover.
Probably. He went to the Monty Python. Couple beers.
So despite that, Michael was not able to give any good news. He just said he didn't see her since 9:30 the night before, and unfortunately, that's all the data. So then she went back home. Okay. So, and then the next part's a little rough. So, you know, if you have kids listening, don't do that anymore.
Yeah, like if you're in the car road tripping, it's like
do a
quick
little
pause.
thing, yeah. So the following morning, which was actually Halloween, the search began in earnest for Martha Moxley. At noon, Martha's body was found, discovered face down under a tree near the back of the Moxleys' property.
Oh, like what?
On their own
On
property.
her own fucking property?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
On their own property.
Wait, they didn't.
So here's the thing. So why didn't they find it? They weren't looking for her at home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You would
right.
not go
I
out
was just
and,
about to
like-
say
So the
like
cops
I'm gonna check
were-
my
Remember,
back.
it's
I'm gonna check
3
my
acres.
backyard. Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
You know, you're not going to go search your whole property.
That's a
and
good point.
With
Yeah.
flashlights
You
or
would,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's the last place I'd look.
Right. So by 12:30 p.m., the area was roped off. Steve Carroll was among the first investigators to approach the body, and he said it was a sight that haunted him for a long time. We didn't actually know what color her hair was because there was so much blood.
Oh God.
Yeah. And there were all these blows to her head, and then we could see the path where she was dragged through the grass to her final resting place.
Oh, so so homie dropped her off.
Somebody
at the crib.
Placed her there, yeah.
Yeah, and so you can see, actually, there are photos, and we'll post this on our Patreon.
Oh, here, there might be-
There's
I think they're
photos
over here.
of the grass as part of evidence
here.
because you can see somebody dragged to her body.
Oh, okay, this is
dragged
this is
her
some other
body.
shit. Oh, here we go. Oh wow, yeah, you can see the line. There's actual. It's a
Oh, yeah,
clear.
that-
It's a clear line.
That's what, I mean,
Where
30, 40, 50 feet or so?
90. She was dragged 90 feet.
Oh, is this that little fucker?
That's Tommy.
Okay, he looks like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Little motherfucker.
I know. Dude, I'd fucking. Oh my God. I'm like, cool. You know what? I'll make it in jail. If it comes to that, I'll survive.
Yeah, so that's her body right there.
Yeah, so she's like, okay,
Yeah,
under
yeah.
the tree there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. From what they could establish, she was struck in the head 8 to 9 times with a blunt object. They found near her body a 6-iron golf club.
So it's a murder weapon.
So that's the murder weapon. It's a 6-iron. right?
Yeah. So here they actually have. There's a picture here. There's the actual 6 iron.
So she was hit so violently that it broke into 4 pieces. The club head broke off, and then another piece broke off from the actual golf club.
From the.
Do you know what I mean? So she's just getting hit.
Yeah.
Hit. So it's shattered into 4 pieces. So then the last part of it, which is really rough. So just imagine the golf club is hit
and it breaks.
And then it's just the shaft.
Yeah.
And that was stabbed into her neck.
Oh my God, this is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Like why was there so much rage?
Right. Now,
it's like that's like rage. Like that's not like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I hate you. I'm gonna fucking.
But it was also a piece where the handle was not on it.
For fingerprints.
That's right.
Oh, so they took the handle. They left the rest of the shit.
The handle's never been found.
Okay, I have questions, but I'm gonna wait.
What I mean?
I'm gonna wait till the end. I'm gonna wait till the end to bring up the other points I have with this.
Most likely they stabbed and then broke off the handle, then took off.
Good question. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Because otherwise, then it would be fingerprints on the shaft too, like at the other end.
Right. True. Yeah. True. Yeah. True. Yeah. She was face down, and here's the strange part: her pants and her underwear were pulled down and below her knees.
Okay.
And there were red marks on her upper thighs. And,
probably from being dragged.
Yeah, and it was consistent though with bloody hands trying to push the legs apart.
Oh, so like she was right after bludgeoning?
No, and then the autopsy came out, no sexual activity.
What the fuck?
What?
Oh, maybe he couldn't do it. Maybe like, oh, you imagine? Okay, imagine you're young. I'm not, let's say it's Tommy. Let's say imagine like you're young, and then you force your way into it, and like you can't perform.
You're like, what have I done?
And then you're so embarrassed. No, like he's like, penis isn't working. Then he's so embarrassed, and then don't mock me. You get rage because it's then your own insecurities fucking implode,
right?
And then you fucking
No, but that does make sense because there was blood.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit more about
this was after the rage and the murder.
Let me tell you about the blood workup, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there was a trail. Mm-hmm. There's a trail of blood, and it was determined that she had been attacked from behind, meaning so she was walking home. Right. She was walking up her driveway, and she was hit first.
Oh, so they found like blood in the driveway?
Yeah.
Oh shit! So she was almost.
She was trying to return home, and she got hit from behind.
Damn it! That's why you don't have fucking a mile-long driveway. Fuck!
So after being hit, she stumbled off and either fell or was pushed, and was then stabbed in the neck after the blood trail and after the blood pool.
So you're saying that it happened in
that's what they're saying. I don't know. We don't know.
In the front of the house, and then
dragged the 90 feet.
Do you think maybe they pulled the pants down to like to make it look like a sexual assault?
Well, let's get through it, and then we can go through what are the questions that Okay. So then the attacker dragged her body, partially dragged her by the feet first, and then had some sort of trouble or changed and started dragging by the shoulders later.
Okay.
It was about 80 to 90 feet, and she was left behind the pine tree where she was found. But it wasn't until 5:30 p.m. that her body was transferred to the morgue. By this time, the police had left the body unattended for hours and hours.
What the fuck? God damn, in the fucking 70s, they had no like protocols in place.
I know,
like,
right?
It's fucking bullshit.
So much so that there were even like dogs walking around and cars driving up and out into the crime scene, and just
there's no quote unquote chain of custody where it's like that, you know that something hasn't been tampered with from the moment it is found to the moment it's transferred.
Right. Now, some people say that the reason why is because in that neighborhood or in that town, there hadn't been a murder in 30 years.
So they had no idea what to do. They're like, fuck.
30 years means nobody on the force has experienced it
covered
in any way, shape, or form. And there's no forensic files in 1975, or whatever. So, meaning
they don't know what to do.
Everybody's just used to just chilling at their desk all day long.
They're used to like drunken disorderlies.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Her death was determined to be between, and this is outrageous, and this is going to fucking piss you off. Her death was marked as between 9:30 p.m. and 5:30 a.m. So there's a 9-hour window of the possibilities of when it could have happened based on the report.
I mean, I could have said that. I mean, literally,
it happened in the 24-hour period.
The last time they saw her was 9:30, and then they found her at noon. So they were like between 9:30 and noon when we found them. Of course, that's just the most. This is the stupidest fucking thing. They didn't do any math.
That does piss me off.
Right, and it keeps getting worse. Actually, you're gonna keep hearing it. It's just gonna get worse. So basically, the main problem with that.
I need more guns.
The main problem with that is because the autopsy was delayed, so they couldn't actually properly measure rigor mortis.
Oh, because it was. First of all, why is the fucking autopsy delayed?
Yeah, so, okay, the autopsy was seriously delayed, making it difficult to place an accurate time of death. Due to the inexperience of the police force, the crime scene itself wasn't preserved. There were dogs roaming around through the crime scene near the body.
Like
so literally, what do dogs do?
They like eat fucking shit.
They eat, lick everything, and they just dig and
piss on it. Yeah.
Based on reports of Martha last being seen at the Skakel residence, they also investigated the property where they found a golf club set that belonged to the Skakel's mom who died.
And was
so the set matched.
It matched.
I mean, that was like one question. I was like, why don't they just like go into the garage? And,
So here's
you're missing a 6-iron. This is weird. Like,
so here's the even weirder part. On the handle is her name engraved on every club.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Spotify.
I mean,
but it's
that's
on the
not
hand.
that-
But it's
that's
on
not-
the
handle.
That's not that fucking weird. Like it just everything's pointing to.
No,
him.
but they didn't find the handle though. The
They
handle.
didn't find the handle.
Oh, on the handle. Okay.
Yeah,
not
but
on
all
the
the other
club.
clubs,
Yeah.
all the other clubs have her initials.
Yeah, but they were missing a 6-iron.
They were missing a 6-iron.
I mean, come on, it's an open fucking shut case. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, but who?
Fucking Tommy Cuntface
Or Michael?
Michael was at the movies.
Allegedly.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That's why he answers the door. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So the
fuck
police,
out of here.
the police investigated it, and they found that they did check in almost every house, and it was the only set that was that kind of set. Because you can see what brand it is.
It's like TP. What is that?
Yeah, it's a specific brand of
like a TP.
Yeah,
something like that.
So we have it here. They're Tony Penna.
Yeah,
6-iron golf clubs.
TP.
Yeah,
I can read. Test my fucking reading.
Okay, so the dad, though, stated in an interview that the kids would often leave the golf clubs in the backyard or leave them out of the garage, meaning anybody could have taken them.
First of all, I call bullshit.
Shut the fuck
The kids would constantly use their mother's golf club set.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, come on. You know,
And they would constantly leave it out, so anybody can
And they're
grab
rich.
it.
They got their own fucking clubs.
Yep.
Let's use mom's clubs.
Right. Okay, here's another weird point in this. Okay, the Connecticut police force had Julie Skakel search the property for evidence.
Who's Julie Skakel?
Sister of
Why
the
they
Skakels.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? What?
So they said, hey, go check your property for anything weird.
Was she on the force?
No, she's just a sister.
Oh my
God. Great police work.
They're like, hey, Tommy, tell me if you find anything out of, why don't you just do a quick scan?
Yeah.
Check it out, and then throw away anything that's
So conspiracy theorists
they were
believe that the Skakels, everybody knows who the Skakels are.
They're on the
take.
take.
So they trust them. No, they're, not quite the take, but more like, it's the Kennedys. It's, go check it out. You check it out, and we trust you.
You're stand up,
You're
people.
fine, yeah.
Look at your cousin's the fucking the chief. What is it? The attorney general.
The DA. The attorney general.
Your cousin's the attorney general. He was fucking.
Yeah. He was dead by then, but
you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But Ted was a congressman.
Yeah,
Ted just did quitting.
Ted
they
just
didn't even
murdered somebody.
That's what's crazy is you're a cop and you don't go. Oh yeah, well Kenny just fucking fucking killed a girl.
And he was
like a week ago.
And he's like, I just swam the English Channel and I had fucking breakfast. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Following the discovery of the body, police began questioning friends that had been with Martha on the night. So all those other people.
Her loser friends who bailed on her?
Honestly.
Fucking dicks.
So everybody discovered that the last person she was alive with was Tommy.
Yeah.
Last person. He quickly became the prime suspect in the case.
Well, no shit. I mean, that'd be the fucking Sherlock Holmes to figure that out. Like.
At 3 p.m., the detectives were at the Skakel residence and questioned the Skakel family and their new tutor, which was named Ken Littleton. This one's weird, okay? Ken Littleton was a live-in tutor who just joined the family the day before.
Oh, so maybe Tommy like drops her off. He's like, fine, I didn't get laid. I'm gonna go home and drink some more whiskey. And Ken Littleton's like, ooh, what do we have in the
Let me follow her.
Yeah, it's like
possibly.
He's
so
like, look at this little six.
So that's one
here.
of the theories. That's one of the theories is that he is just an unknown shows up,
sketch motherfucker,
bad timing.
First of all, and who has a live-in tutor?
I know,
not even a nanny; it's a tutor.
Also,
live here and teach me.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine I start a new job and then a girl dies in the backyard?
And you're like,
that day.
I quit.
So that was he was there the day before.
The day before.
So it's not like she would have even put him into the diary.
Nothing.
Like there's nothing.
Oh, it's
like
the perfect crime.
So, but here's the problem: is with his story, with him being a suspect, there's nothing.
They're not like where he was, like where he's like. Oh,
we don't even know if she met him.
Right.
But
there's
but do they know where he was? Did he say like
watching TV in the house? The 9,000 or one of the not 9,000, but
was
similar size house.
Yeah.
No, but was he? Do they corroborate that?
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more.
Alibi.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit more. Okay, so the detectives are now at the house, right? Michael Skakel provided an alibi to police, saying that after returning home from his cousin's house at around 11:20 from the movie thing that you're talking about, he went to bed. Okay, Julie is the sister. Julie noted that she had been in her bedroom around 11:25, and she heard noises coming from downstairs, but she didn't investigate it.
I wonder what kind of noises she heard.
I know, right? John Skakel, which is another Skakel brother, verified this report and said he also heard shuffling noises from someone entering or leaving the house from the back mudroom around this time. Ken Littleton said that he hadn't gone out after dinner and had been watching TV around 10 p.m. when he was later joined by Tommy.
Oh, at what time?
10 p.m.
So who was joined by Tommy?
No, Ken was watching TV. The tutor
Okay.
was watching TV, and he said Tommy joined him at around 10 p.m. to watch TV.
Oh, so Tommy was his alibi.
Yes.
Sketch.
Ken said he saw nothing. He said he saw nothing suspicious. Tommy Skakel was then taken into police for questioning, was there nearly 5 hours. In his report, he claimed that he and Martha were flirting, and the last he saw her was around 9:30.
When he fell on top of her?
Yes.
Flirty flirt. Oopsies.
That's assault, brother.
I was like, oh, you don't want this? Sorry, I'm not doing it on purpose. Ooh.
So he says the last time he saw her was 9:30 p.m. when she returned home for curfew. And he went inside to work on a school assignment about Abraham Lincoln.
That is such bullshit. That is the biggest lie I've ever heard.
Yeah, but if it's true that he did go back and he saw the tutor at 10, then it's not enough time for him. If he did commit this murder, then it's like he would be full
9:30 though, right?
No,
the last time he saw her was at 9:30. So
But then
between
he was-
9:30 and 10,
What did he do?
He followed her home. He murdered her. He moved the body and had time to go back and clean up, and then saw the tutor at 10.
True, because
That-
it was
that
a
doesn't-
bloody
That doesn't
scene.
seem. I'm just saying he wasn't doing this Abraham Lincoln assignment. That's
I
all.
see.
No, that's
see.
bullshit.
That's bullshit.
fucking bullshit.
I'm not saying
I
he
see.
murdered. I'm just saying the Abraham Lincoln assignment is a full lie. It's 100% lie.
Yeah, okay.
But no,
Okay.
you're right. That does almost rule Tommy
So either
out.
the tutor's lying,
Or it's the
Right.
younger brother
Or-
Michael who's fucking. Ooh, Tommy's not gonna beat me. Heard they were flirting. I'm a fucking swoop in.
but then he says he didn't get home until 11.
Ooh.
11:25.
Oh, Michael's the prime sussy now.
See all that?
Michael's my new guy on the hit list.
I love how it changes throughout the story.
I'm like, Tommy's dead.
It's like a
That
crime.
tutor motherfucker.
I know, piece of shit.
It's like the crime movies where you change your mind who the killer is throughout the whole movie. Yeah, I know. So not long after the initial round of questioning, the Skakel father decided that the family was done cooperating with police.
Okay.
We're done.
Yeah, it's time to lawyer up. Yeah, exactly.
I got my rights.
Yes. So he refused the police to look into the boys' school records, into their mental health records, none of that. Now.
They need like permission? Won't they just be like, subpoena?
Well, because I
Well,
don't really answer that, actually.
Yeah, can't you just be like,
until they're actually getting tried.
Until they're charged.
well, no.
Charged.
No,
Charged.
no,
There
you
you
don't
go.
have to, you don't have to be charged. All you do is you get a judge to be like, hey.
Oh, it's a warrant.
Yeah, it's a subpoena. Like, or
okay.
it was, you subpoena the records. You're like, hey, the law says I can see it.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
Before they charge them.
Yeah, no.
Well, they have to have a reason.
Well, the reason is they're
Well,
the prime
they're the
prime
prime
suspect.
suspect.
Yeah, the
You're
prime
right.
suspect.
You're
You're
right.
like, I'm asking for this data to prove that they are the bad.
I would agree with you.
Yeah,
the only thing I would say is I don't know the law in 1975 and in Connecticut.
And in the rich community.
And you're
Like,
you're
the police.
You want to be the one and start investigating this family.
Yeah, the police actually have no rights.
Yeah, exactly.
In Greenwich.
Yeah. Okay, but what's really important in this entire story is to remember the alibis.
Okay.
Remember what they said, because that's really important.
Tommy, the teacher, Michael doesn't really have one.
Yep.
All right, got it.
Except for his cousin, I guess. I don't know what the cousin's going to say. We'll see.
Okay, so here's what will drive us crazy throughout until the end of this. So despite all this, it sounds like a lot of circumstantial evidence. That's really what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because here's the problem. They found no physical evidence.
The only physical evidence they have is
no fingerprints, no clothing, no
but
blood stains.
The physical evidence is the golf club that came from their house. That's the only
circumstantial.
Well, because someone could have stolen it.
That's right, but there's no fibers, there's no blood stains on anybody's clothes in the house because they never even searched the house.
There's no semen samples. There's
nothing. Yes, none of that. Right. What he's kind of saying is that there's 5 hours of statements that's what you have, and you don't need to do it.
And he was like a minor, so like the dad had to be there too.
Yeah. So they're like, charge him
or fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So they didn't have enough because they had no physical evidence.
No, they didn't have there was no DNA.
Well, they have the clubs.
They have the clubs with no fingerprints.
No, but I'm saying like he
But it
happens
was
to be
still
missing
from
the
their
exact
house.
same, and they happen to be missing the 6-iron. Like,
I mean, there's only
Come on now.
There's only 12 6-irons in this entire village here.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
So there you go. No fingerprints, fibers, hair. Now this is a gruesome murder.
Oh, it's super. Yeah.
So there would be blood elsewhere. There would be something.
There's got to be
elsewhere.
clothes
There
with
would
blood.
be-
Like,
yeah.
There's got to
no
be
clothes,
some-
but they
there
don't.
were hairs.
But
Like,
they didn't search the house like they were supposed to.
Well, they had the.
they had
Julie.
they had
do it.
Julie. Tell me if you find anything suspicious, Julie.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
She's like, I didn't find anything.
Isn't that,
I
isn't
looked.
that insane?
fucking
Inept. I don't even want to call it inept. I just want to call it like
It's insanity.
because you just know a guy.
It's literally
Right?
it's
Like,
like,
you
it's like
just
imagine
know-
it's like I
Yeah.
killed my neighbor, or like there's like all this. Oh well, you were the last one to see him. Sean, why don't you just go look in your house? Just tell me if like
if
anything's
it's
like aloof in there.
Yeah.
And I come back and I just did a thorough sweep.
Right.
Not a one. There's nothing.
Right.
I had a bonfire last night. Not a big deal. I didn't burn any clothes or any evidence at all.
Right.
Trust me.
So, I mean, so here we are, and basically what happened is, it went dead. It went. What do they call it? The
Cold.
case.
Cold
It went
case. Yeah.
cold for 16 years,
That's so many years.
and then in 1991, a man by the name of William Kennedy was accused and went on trial for rape.
What do you know?
And the rumor started that he was possibly at the crime scene of the Skakel.
Wow, really? Okay,
Billy
okay.
Bill.
Billy.
Now,
Billy.
and I'm telling you, he was found. That was debunked, right? But it opened the case again.
Oh, thank God.
And
They were like,
because of that.
they're like Kennedys can do bad
That's
shit.
right. Because of that, it opened up. Then they found a suspect. They charged him, and he went to trial.
16 years later, fucking idiots.
16 years later.
Jesus.
So that's where we're gonna wrap up for part
Part
one
part uno.
of
We got
Martha
juicy
Moxley.
part 2 coming up for you guys.
Yeah, that's
Juicy.
right. That's right.
Oh my
So
God.
where are you at right now is the question.
Here Everything points to Tommy right now.
Tommy?
Yeah.
I mean, I was leaning Tommy. I'm thinking more Michael now. I'm feeling more Michael. And I'm also
I want to give you a taste. I want to give Sean a taste.
He can't wait.
I'm gonna just give you.
Don't ruin it for the listeners.
There's like.
Don't stop it.
There's Peepin' Tom stuff. There's stuff.
My thing is, if I was Papa Moxley, oh dude, I would have rained fire on. I would have been like
on the kids.
Oh my god, there'd have been a slew of other murders. I'm like, I don't know what I was out of town. Look, here's my itinerary.
I happen to be missing my own 6-iron now.
I'm missing 6 magazines from my fucking from my
true.
AR-15. I don't know what happened.
The 6-iron killer.
6-iron killer.
That's not funny.
It's really
not funny. This is not funny.
Start a serial killer, and then everybody started saying, "Oh, I happen to be the serial killer."
I'd be like, "Look, I searched my house. I found nothing."
So by this time we have the following suspects, I guess you would call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Tommy,
Michael.
you have the tutor,
tutor,
right? And then maybe the friends,
possibly tutor. I mean, the tutor is
tutor's just a
super
random.
loose.
He's just getting thrown in. He's just getting dragged through it.
He's like, I just got the best job of my life. Yeah, and there's like Bernie's like, I was just watching TV. I don't know what you want. He's watching reruns of The Price is Right. Fuck
Talk
off.
about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Literally.
Jesus.
I know he just stole some of their dinner, and he's
still,
like,
he's on the list.
I don't know where Ken is, but Jesus.
This poor guy. It's like he's never been the same. He's fucking on crack right now. Like,
okay. Well, what do you think?
And
is
that's
Tommy?
it. So we got three.
No,
we got three
he
on
thinks
the list.
As of now.
No, he
right?
thinks it's Tommy.
Yeah, I think it's Tommy. I think
it's
everything is pointing to Tommy.
I think it's Michael because the fact that
he's old enough to be that. It's not like he's a kid. He's
15. No, but my thing is, I think because
like that's enough to.
My thing is just because Tommy, at least he's getting corroborated by the tutor, who I think has nothing to do with it. I think the tutor is literally just a dude, and he's Tommy came home. He's like, what do you want me to say? Poor guy. Watch him be literally the most dirty motherfucker ever. We don't know anything about him. He's like the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
it's fucking.
Well, it's wild because the next episode is, I mean, Mark Furman is involved.
Again?
Crazy.
Mark Furman from OJ.
Yeah, the racist cop in OJ. He gets involved in this.
Who ruined the case?
Yeah.
He's like, I've never said the N-word, except for the 800 times I said it on video.
I know. Robert F. Kennedy gets involved, Jr.
Of course.
So there's a lot. It's actually a wild story. And
I mean, this is like the Johnny
Wild
Depp. This
so
is
far.
like the Johnny Depp case in the past. No, I was
You're going with Michael.
I was totally leaning Tommy hard. I was like, Tommy all the way. I wasn't even listening to you.
Until the tutor or what?
Until the tutor was like, he came home at 10, which 30 minutes.
No, he didn't say he came home at 10.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that Tommy came home at 10.
He said that Tommy came at 10:20. But still, enough time to beat her to death.
No, you're right. You're not.
It's
not 10:20.
The other guy was 11:20.
11:20 was Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
That's why I was like, okay.
He had more time.
30 minutes
right.
to follow her home, which is it's like you have to run to that fucking house.
You said 30 minutes?
Last time he saw her, last known sighting of her, 9:30.
That's not very far.
Okay,
that's a block.
Drop her off at home. She's walking up, beat her, drag her 90 fucking yards to the tree, take her pants down. You're covered in blood to get home, and you're not covered in blood magically.
Wait, did we say that Tommy dropped her off at home? He said he just saw her.
No,
the last time he saw her.
Okay. But I'm saying, but imagine Tommy had to at least follow her home.
Per his alibi or his statement, he said that she had to be home by curfew.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he followed her home.
No, but I'm saying, the last time they were seen together was 9:30. If he's showing back up at the house at 10, not covered in blood, how would he have changed clothes?
There's going to be blood.
No, he didn't come back to the house. The tutor just said he came to meet him at 10.
And the tutor saw him. He wasn't covered in blood, was he?
She was hit 6 times with a 6-iron.
Dude,
you're right. You're right.
So much blood.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to get the details right.
Okay.
But so then Michael did have time.
He had 11:20, more than enough time.
11:20, that's right.
Yeah, more than enough time.
So the last time she was seen was 9:30.
Yes. And then homie came back at 10, 30 minutes later.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
We don't know if he came back.
We're just
saying that he showed up with the tutor.
Or he's like, yo. And then he goes upstairs like it's true.
From what from where we're at right now, it seems like they both could have.
Or maybe they both did.
Sounds like there's enough time for both of them to pull it off. Tommy less. Tommy less time, but
Tommy
Michael
less,
more.
Unless,
but Michael was also
unless the
elsewhere.
9:30, and then unless the 9:30 thing is not accurate, he's just saying 9:30.
Yeah, but maybe Michael's like, oh, I forgot my wallet. I gotta go. And okay, whatever. Well, we're still watching this movie.
Right.
So then he gets home right around 9:30.
Or
he sees that she's leaving.
Oh, maybe he comes back and maybe he forgot something, comes back and sees them all flirty and he's like, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking, I'm so angry. Tommy gets everything. And then he's so pissed, And then it goes in like
but if he was in that much rage and then he saw them, he probably would have fucking gone up to the brother and been motherfucker and started trying to fight the brother.
There's a reason why.
So that's what I'm saying. True. He probably got home and then he sees that she's walking home and then he's there she is. I'm gonna follow her. And
Let me grab my 6-iron.
No, but
just in case.
That's true. Why would he be so enraged? Just by getting home and seeing her go grab the 6-iron, like what's his motive?
But maybe the motive is that when he saw them together, and maybe he saw them being a little flirty, and they left, and he was, she's lying because remember Michael had talked. She was like, I'm not into him.
Yeah,
and then he's like,
she just said that to the diary.
I thought she said it to Michael. No, she said she told Michael.
She kept saying, "Get your hand off my thigh."
No. In the diary she said she told Michael that because Michael was and he's like, I'm not into your brother. We're just friends. And these just friends, bitch. I just fucking saw you flirting, and he gets pissed and he's
possible.
But he sees obviously Tommy leaves, and then he's okay. You're gonna learn today.
Yeah,
and he gets all pissed. And
you know what fucked me up on this case was why was her pants pulled down?
Dude, I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
It's actually super confusing.
Right? Like, I don't get it.
Well,
unless maybe Sean was right, where it was he tried.
He tried and he failed, and he was like, you know what?
Logical, I guess.
Maybe after he hits her and he's like, I'm gonna get mine. He's like, I can't do it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And this leaves.
Wait, but you said she had blood on
her thighs.
Yeah. On her thigh.
But no fingerprints from that?
That's interesting.
Well, no recorded and pulled fingerprints.
Well, she was also laying there and they were
for 8 hours.
The dogs are coming by like,
Great police work.
Literally. Top notch.
I know.
Anyways.
All right, well.
Tune in.
We're going to dive.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, we're going to dive more into.
We need to get your take.
Oh, my take? Well, I know a little bit more of the story, so I don't want to give mine away.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Eric.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
Eric says a name we don't know. He's like, I think it was Tom Stevenson. And they're like, what?
Yeah. You're not off. I'll tell you that. You're not. You know what I mean?
Well, it's got to be one of the two boys. I mean, it's got to be. It's either Tommy or Michael.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
But next week we're going to get into it's something called the Sutton Report, and it was a report put together by the dad to try to clear his kids' names, but it backfired.
Idiot.
Yeah, because it fucked everybody's alibi.
Oh shit.
Oh, and they're like, Dad, shut up. Dad, shut up. So trust me, I fucking know what I'm doing. Yeah. The picture of this family.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for coming by.
Let us know your thoughts so far. We'll probably put up a poll.
Yep.
Who do you think? Who do you think killed?
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, or other?
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys want to check out the pictures we were talking about, pictures of the diary, pictures of the 6-iron, we got pictures of that little motherfucker Tommy,
little bitch, untrustworthy ass.
We're going to be sharing these in our Patreon.
Yeah. It only costs you $2. $2 to get full access to these pictures.
I know.
You cannot Google it yourself.
Plus, you come hang out with us and,
you get a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Super cool stuff.
Also, we solved Tupac's murder, so.
I mean, come on. I don't know why we're not more famous.
I know.
Like, we literally solved Tupac's murder.
We're 1 for 50.
I know,
it's not bad.
I mean, well, technically, we were only really trying to solve Tupac's murder. We weren't trying to solve these other ones because they happened in the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Night-night.
What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want to invite you to join us for our Patreon. So what that is an exclusive membership. We're going to be able to get exclusive discounts, like 15% off on all our merch.
And you won't have to listen to these ads ever
No more
again.
ads.
Never again.
Plus, you're going to be able to access our minis episodes. So that's something that nobody else is going to get access to. They're just short podcast episodes worth about 15 minutes long or so. So cool, extra content that you're going to get access to.
I know, and all those other suckers are waiting for next Tuesday. You're going to hit some minis up, fill the void.
That's right.
Instead of, having to wait the rest of the peasants for the next episode.
There are 2 ways you can sign up for exclusive content. The first is through Spotify. There's a link in our profile description that links you to the Spotify premium page. And that's only $2.99 a month. And it gets you an ad-free experience and it gets you extra episodes that come out every month. The other way is through our Patreon. All you got to do is go to Patreon and search The Conspiracy Podcast, and you'll find us. There are many different levels there, all giving different amounts of content.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, nighty-night.
All right, hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Conspiracy Podcast.
Yo.
Episode number 2.
Dose.
Number 2 of Martha Moxley and the Kennedys and the Skakels. And, the whole saga that has unfolded in 1975.
When I hear Mox, I just think of Varsity Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Moxon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mox is a fox.
So this is almost the 50th anniversary of when this happened. It's 48 years ago. Yeah. 1975, and if you didn't catch the last one, obviously do not listen to this. You just
It'll make zero. It'll make no sense.
Silly.
You'll think we're stupid, and we might be, but we're not. Stupid.
And again, we gotta. This is brought to you by our lead researcher,
Caprice.
Thank you
so much.
Seriously, she did a great
shout
job.
out.
Really great job.
Great job.
Excellent.
And on our Patreon, we will post some resources and some photos.
Yeah, she's very thorough research. Yeah. Very, very thorough.
So in the last episode, just to do a little tiny baby recap.
Little rebump.
Baby. Martha Moxley is a 15-year-old girl who was residing in one of the richest neighborhoods in America.
In Greenwich, Connecticut.
And
Greenwich.
She was from all accounts, she was a lovely girl and
delightful, smart.
Yeah,
had a diary,
and she was I would say a bit of a social butterfly, right? I mean, maybe Jorge said it, but I'll say it now.
Yeah, it's now Eric's. She was a pretty blonde.
Yeah,
had the boys were after her.
Yeah, and she went out too many times to be quite honest.
4 a.m.
and
hitting the ciggies and the booze.
Yep. And so in the last episode, we went over that she left a party or a get together.
It was a
night out.
What do we call it? The
mischief
night.
Yes,
mischief night.
And
they were hanging out at the
the Skakels.
They were at the Skakel's house in the Lincoln.
House.
That's right.
Yeah, and listen to music and Bon John Bovey.
Bon John Bovey. Bon John. Oh, yeah. Bon John Bovey.
But it was a horrific, gruesome murder.
With the 6 iron.
Yeah, she was hit over the head 6 to 8 times with the 6 iron.
Then stabbed
then stabbed with the broken piece into her neck.
I don't know how you do that.
And then she was dragged.
And then she was
to
dragged
her
90
own
feet.
house.
Yeah, into the back of her house under a pine tree, and
it's even worse. It's
left
onto your own property.
Yeah.
God, fuck.
Yeah. So, and then at the end of the last episode, we had talked about the dad Skakel, who decided that he was going to lawyer up and he didn't want any more questioning of his children.
Can't look at the records.
The prime suspect was Tommy at the time.
Clearly.
And,
look at this fucking guy.
Yeah. And so here we are.
And then the case went cold for 16 years.
16 years. And then in 1991, a man by the name of William Kennedy Smith went on trial and was acquitted for rape, a crime completely unrelated to the Moxley case. However, a rumor began in 1991 amid that trial stating that the Kennedy was at the Skakel house the night of the crime.
Rumor, okay.
The rumor,
yeah.
Right?
So he came over for dinner. He's like, I think I'll stay the night.
But this rumor turned out to be just that, a rumor. It also sparked up the public commotion again on the Moxley case. So it was kind of
all
it was
700
cold.
people who live in Greenwich are like, this is fucking bullshit.
So it was a cold case, and then this new Kennedy case,
of course, we're like,
brought it to light, right? And then rumors abound and all that sort of thing. So there was so much commotion, in fact, that the new police detectives of that area
who were familiar with murder cases.
Yeah,
got some legit ones.
Their grandfathers were on it before, And so then they decided to relook at it again, and they started looking into the Skakel boys. In the summer of '92, the Skakel father.
How old are they now? Was it 6 years later?
Yeah, it was, well, the
81
one,
you said?
92.
Oh, they said
75 to 92.
16 years.
I thought you said 81. Okay.
Yeah.
No, 16 years. So like the one guy was 15 and 17. So they're 31 and 33.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Right. So in the summer of 92, the Skakel father, tired of eyes looking at them as if they had something to do with it. So for the last 16 years, it was always like,
innocent.
Oh, yeah.
it was always like, yeah, there's the Skakel boys. They did
I know you go
it.
like
They
you go to
did
the nice steakhouse and they're like
Yeah.
giving you adequate service and you're
Yeah.
like, motherfuckers.
Right.
My boss is innocent.
Yeah, so
Everybody
he was
keeps spitting
tired
in
of
their
it.
food
No,
and-
could you imagine too? Like,
We're out of the good wine, sir. And this is I can't have this shit anymore. Like this is ridiculous.
seats taken.
Can't see here.
Can't sit here. So what he decided to do was hire a private investigative firm called Sutton Associates, all with the goal and the hopes of clearing the family name.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Idiot.
This became known as the Sutton Report.
And it sounds like it sounds like a congressional committee report.
Yeah. With this report, more circumstantial evidence is left behind, leaving us, unfortunately, with more questions.
None of them had to do it. I mean, what?
So
And
instead
it had
of
to happen between 5:30 and
I know,
9 a.m.
9:30.
so instead of clearing his sons' names, he made them appear more guilty.
There's like more
based on
speculation now.
investigation. Yes.
But
So
how does
question-
that even get out if it was a private investigator? It's like the report only should have gone to him.
He's probably stupid.
right.
And it was always like, publish it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
send it out, everybody.
I don't got to verify. Just publish it.
I know. I was out of town. I don't give a shit. Send
That's
it.
right.
So questioning began again for the two boys, and discrepancies of their alibis of their nights emerged from behind closed doors. So Tommy initially said that he last saw Martha around 9:30 when they said goodnight to each other, and he headed to his bedroom to work on his Abe Lincoln
Bullshit.
assignments.
Yeah, fucking liar.
Right? Yes. Then what came out in the Sutton report is they interviewed Tommy's teachers. He never had an Abe Lincoln assignment.
I just want to say, like, I
You
literally
called it
said
exactly
that
on
first
the
episode.
head.
I was like,
On the head,
I'm like,
you
he
called
could have
it.
totally
Yes.
whatever not killed her,
Yes.
but that Abe Lincoln thing was bullshit.
You called it on the nose, literally. Yeah, yeah. So that in itself is he's lying about something.
He's already lying. So
Yeah,
therefore,
he's
you
lying
can't
about
trust
something.
any
Yeah.
Red flag.
He's lying.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
In the interviews, in the testimony to Sutton, Tommy also admitted that he and Martha engaged in mutually intimate behavior. And he didn't actually see her last at 9:30, but he saw her last at 10.
But I thought he got home at 10.
And what he said is that they mutually masturbated each other. So like
No, they didn't. He didn't get
handies
home
and-
at 10. That's what I keep telling you. He was the tutor said that he came to meet him inside the house at 10. It's not that he necessarily was out of the house and then came back home at 10.
He just went.
It's just that's
the
when
room
That's
to-
when the tutor saw him.
Yes.
Right.
But he was at his house, saw him at 10.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But that doesn't mean he came home at 10. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
he was gonna. But he was at his house at 10, so therefore he had to have been at the residence at 10.
Yes. But you keep saying that he came home at 10. I'm saying
Oh,
that
like
doesn't mean that he was out.
Oh, he could have dipped. He could have
Right.
like, hey, and then like left
Yeah.
again.
No, no.
Well, no, I mean the point is
Okay,
that
well, maybe.
maybe,
Yeah, sure.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. The point is though that he initially said that he last saw her at 9:30.
That's right.
And now it's 10.
Now now they jerk each other off.
And now they
Okay.
now they jerked each other
Mutually.
off. Mutually,
Mutually jerking.
mutually, yes. Yeah.
But maybe that's why her pants were down, and then maybe Michael came through, and then like, his brother's, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but then what? Like, he took her all the way to a block and a half away or
I don't
whatever.
know, maybe they're
And
jerking
then
each other off in the
with her
driveway. I
pants
don't know.
down.
I don't know. Maybe they're jerking each other off in the driveway. I don't know. Who knows? You don't know what's going on, all right?
Hey, that could be.
The kids were wild back then.
That's actually.
Kids were wild.
The kids were wild back then.
No, you might have a point. I hadn't thought about that. So what you're saying is that Tommy and Martha could have been at her driveway or her house or
Yeah,
whatever.
like, you know, ooh,
and
like,
then that's
touchy,
when
touchy.
the brother got
I know, and he's
home.
like pissed. He's like, Tommy, get the fuck out of here. He's okay.
Possibly.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to go through scenarios, like scenarios of what could have happened.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that they were actually masturbating at Tommy's house.
I mean, they could,
you know,
or maybe,
You know, the Lincoln was
maybe,
gone, so what are they just on the concrete?
Or maybe the tutor walks in on him. Maybe the tutor walks in on him, fucking, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, and then he's like, "I'm taking you home, Tommy. You shouldn't be doing this. I'm your tutor." He's like, "Come here, Martha."
Okay, so
I mean,
this
yeah,
next part is
Stop
gonna
in the Buick.
that's another. But then Tommy would have ratted him out. It's like, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
the fucking tutor.
he probably
The tutor
would've
took her
ratted him
home.
out, yeah.
Okay, so this gets a little weird.
It's already
if it
weird.
hasn't
I mean,
gotten weird
what?
already. Yeah. So then Michael was interviewed.
Oh, great.
Okay. Michael lied.
Well, obviously.
According to his initial alibi, if you remember in the last episode, he told police that he returned from his cousin's house at the movie thing at 11:20 p.m.
Correct.
And he went to bed. In his interview with Sutton, Michael told a different story.
Oh, what is it? Tell me.
At around 11:40 p.m., Michael
shit.
snuck out of his house.
Oh, so he was home and then dipped.
Snuck out of his house, and he cruised the neighborhood.
Like cruised in like a
and
car?
he said that he does it a lot.
In a car?
No. Like
Just
strolling?
strolling around.
Cruising around.
Okay. When he said cruise, I was like,
the reason I say cruise is because he was a peeping Tom.
Oh, God.
So he walks around the neighborhood and looks for lights on.
Fuck yeah. Get
and
naked.
Windows open and that sort of thing.
Just bought a Playboy. Like, I'm pretty, like, what the fuck?
So his goal, he said, was to peek into the windows
His goal
of the women in the neighborhood late at night.
Yes! This is my
on
fucking
that
goal.
On that night, Michael did the same, and he left at 11:40 p.m., and he went to the Moxley residence.
Oh, he was trying to find her.
Yes.
He's like #1 target.
He said he climbed the tree near the house and threw rocks at what he thought was Martha's window.
It's like her dad's window.
And
He's like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, and he called out her name. Nobody.
Martha.
Yeah. Nobody answered. But before climbing down from the tree, he jerked off in the tree.
The funny thing I was about to say jerked off as a joke, but he fucking jerked off.
Did it.
I was literally about to be like, jerked off.
He did it.
In the tree. Did they send investigators to like find the semen sample? It's true.
According to his report, he finished. He didn't notice anything unusual.
What do you do with his hand? Like, what do you wipe? Like, wipe it on the tree?
Just out into to the universe.
Dude, I gotta try. I gotta try this. I gotta see what this is like.
No restrictions.
I know you're just like freedom.
So according to his report,
from ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
according to his report, he noticed nothing unusual at the Moxleys. But
Except for his jizz all over their fucking house.
So true, actually, though. But on his way back, he heard a noise that spooked him.
Yeah, it's called the world around you.
The next morning, he woke up and remember the mom knocked on the door?
Yeah, said he was hungover.
He was
like,
hungover. He said he was super freaked out because he thought they knew that he jerked off in the tree.
She's like, hello, Michael. I was like, no! It wasn't what you thought, I swear.
Okay, so that is them changing their alibis and changing their statements.
Well, I mean,
right?
in Michael's defense, I also wouldn't have admitted I jerked off in the tree outside of her house.
Right after this murder.
I definitely wouldn't have said I did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, additionally, that came out in the Sutton report was that they dug up the history of the kids. Meaning, remember the dad was, no, you can't really see much records. Mm-hmm. So he gave him okay to pull all records.
I know, but do you think that, like, I wonder why they would now tell, it's just been so long. Okay, I'll just tell the truth now. You know?
Yeah,
or
I
they
know.
didn't remember.
Yeah, maybe they're like, oh, you know.
It's not a big deal. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah.
But
Double
so
jeopardy.
so far, by the way, the only thing that does make sense. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get into more details here, right? But think about it. If he did that, and you want to make him a suspect, he didn't have a 6. Why would he take the 6-iron to go do
To
this?
go jerk off in a tree?
Yeah.
He's like, it's got like a blaze.
There's so many holes.
There's a lot of holes.
So
that part doesn't make sense.
doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't
I
make
agree
sense.
with you, yeah.
I'm leaning back to Tommy now.
Yeah.
You're flipping flopping.
I can't help the flip flop. I'm flipping hard.
So then it was revealed that a couple years later in 1978, his family had sent him off to boarding school in Poland, and it was called Elon School, to avoid any criminal charges for this case.
And this
they
was
sent
which kid? Michael?
Michael.
Yeah. Okay.
So they sent him literally to Poland. Like just
First of all, who can afford boarding school in Poland?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, by that time, he should be 18, 19?
17. So he was 15.
Oh, Michael. That's right.
Yeah,
I was
so
thinking
15.
Tommy.
Yeah, so 15. Because what happened is he then also got into a drunk driving accident.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
Jesus.
This guy was the worst.
Yeah.
I was cruising the neighborhood again.
So he went to Elon school, right? And during his 2 years there, he attempted to escape the place.
This guy's a fucking class act.
And it was kind of like an expensive rehabilitation facility.
Oh,
and
so it's like a rehab?
It may seem like a private school, but it was more of a... You get the idea. It was more of a boarding for bad kids.
It's like
kind of.
We teach you English while you're detoxing.
Yeah, yeah. Some things came about the school, which was the staff forced students to fight in the name of holding each other accountable.
Sweet.
So they had to like real life fight club in order to
fucking gangster.
Be able to stand up.
This
for
is
themselves.
your fault.
Yeah,
to the death.
Yeah. They also had to wear signs around their neck to stir up more conflict. So each person had a conflict sign.
What the fuck?
To stir up the conflict. So
like,
Michael's...
This is like N-word.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
fuck? And so Michael's read, please confront me about why I murdered my friend.
Whoa.
That's really all the info we have, though. Like, there's no...
How do they get the date? How did they get this information?
Yeah.
Was it in like German?
Apparently, it's like, Poland.
Well, Polish people sometimes speak German. didn't Germany conquer Poland?
Per reports in the Sutton report, of course, right? A couple classmates said that he said, "I'm going to get away with murder because I'm a Kennedy."
I mean, that makes sense. I told you it was Michael, motherfucker. I'm flipping back. I'm flipping back.
Of which, just as a point of note, though, this school has been closed down for neglect, abuse, corruption.
Well, no shit. They're making 17-year-olds.
Like a real-life fight club.
Making 17-year-olds fighting like the Coliseum because to rehabilitate themselves.
So that was released in 1995, the Sutton report.
I don't know how these guys, these Sutton guys are real deep dive investigators here. Jesus Christ.
In 1998, it would take a single judge with no jury, just a single judge
making a decision
in the state of Connecticut to open an investigation into the case of Martha Moxley. With the collected evidence that he had, an arrest warrant was issued for Michael Skakel.
Own it.
He surrendered himself to authorities that same day and was shortly released on a $500,000 bail.
Surrender.
But here's the thing: it's like, what evidence was presented to him, and also, and if it was the Sutton report, what kind of fucking idiot? The dad hires his private investigator.
He's like,
can you imagine? That's literally what happened.
Dad, you fucking idiot!
Fucking idiot.
Although circumstantial.
My thing is
he just said. You know what I mean? Like,
this imagine this. Imagine.
Yeah.
Well, he also said in school, I'm going to get away with murder because I'm a Kennedy.
Right.
According
to a witness in Poland.
The translation, like screwed.
At a school that was shut down for abuse and coercion.
That's right. Yeah.
And
super credible.
Yeah.
Super
it's like
credible.
The worst credibility ever.
I know, it's like literally school shut down for torturing its kids. No, my thing is like, imagine this. This weird conspiracy theory just popped in my mind.
Okay. I like it.
Imagine it's the dad.
Oof.
And he does the Sutton report to then draw suspicion. If you're willing to fucking murder a 15-year-old, you clearly don't give a shit about your kids.
Maybe. Well,
that's a good
it's
one.
a stretch, but I like it.
I'm gonna say
it's a conspiracy theory.
It's possible. This is the whole purpose we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So shut up here.
Yeah. Okay, it keeps going though. It keeps going.
Forever.
So at the time of his arraignment, a judge decided that although Skakel was 15 years old at the time, he was tried as an adult.
Of course.
So you remember
we had
this conversation in an episode a long time ago?
Yeah.
Where if you
Where
do
you can
something
get tried
as a minor,
you
can get tried later
I know,
as
and
an adult.
You two were against me.
I don't recall.
Eric totally recalls.
I don't recall.
Oh, trust me. I will have the Duke
That
pull the
might or
fucking
might not been
transcript.
edited out.
Yeah,
I will literally have the
know.
Duke go to the archives and fucking pull out the transcript.
Here's the great thing about podcasting, guys, is we can edit history. We can go back and be like, nope, never been said.
This is how the Matrix was created.
Yeah.
Like a podcast, like, no, I think this was... No, Eric was against me on this. And I was saying that, yes, as long as you're an adult, if you're an adult in the present time, you're not going to be tried as a child.
When you committed the crime as a child.
No, because you're an
but
adult
I think we established that murder's different.
No, I don't think we did.
I think we established that.
Eric is literally fucking pulling. He's like trying to pull some shit out of his ass right now. He's like,
based on my memory, yeah.
Eric's
I think that's right. Yeah.
Literally, next episode, literally next week, Eric's like, well, I have the Dutton report. It's like, I've hired private investigators to look into this podcast.
Yeah. Hold on, let me consult. Yeah, I remember that right. Yeah,
the Duke report.
The Duke report. I never said anything.
Yeah. Okay, so the Skakel boy, Michael, was represented by Mickey Sherman, and he pursued an argument that put him at his cousin's house at the time of the murder. So the movie star alibi. That alibi was picked apart from the prosecution. Despite this, the jury also heard a full tape book proposal that Michael had worked on years earlier.
Oh.
This book proposal was an autobiography that outlined different events in his life, one of which he spoke explicitly about was the night of Martha Moxley's murder.
Oh, wow.
He spoke about masturbating in a tree on the night of the murder and said he was afraid and panicked that he may have been seen the night of the murder. Prosecutors used this tape book proposals in combination with graphic images from the crime scene during their closing arguments.
It's like, sir, did you... Exhibit A. Did you jerk off in said tree?
Exhibit A.
How
weird.
long until completion?
Yeah.
But nobody
Here's
knows.
what's strange. Prosecutors intentionally left out Michael's words in his autobiography using the words jerking off.
This is like the theme of this episode, jerking off.
They gave the jury. Yeah. They gave the jury a lasting impression that Michael admitted to the murder kind of in a roundabout way by saying,
that he was
there.
He was pleasuring
He was
himself.
knocking on the window. He was, yes, exactly.
Wait,
without using the word jerking off.
But did they at least like make it known that he was there, like pleasuring himself or whatever you want to call
Stroking said penis. Like they always use like the word like thy penis being stroked.
One thing you said though, that he was making a case that he wasn't there at the time of the murder. Well, nobody knows what the time of the murder was. It's such a fucking huge gap.
Exactly. Correct.
And we know he got home at 11:40, which is in the window.
Correct.
Of said murder. I'm trying to like fucking go lawyer here.
Of said wiener expulsion.
Said penis expulsion. Sir, at what time was the eruption of
because obviously we all know this is not funny, but it's ridiculous.
It's insane,
isn't it? That's what's funny.
It's out of control.
First it's like infuriating,
ridiculous.
and then it's just we go into glee about it.
But what is insane is like, why would you? I would never put that in my own autobiography, and then I jerked off in a tree.
You know what's crazy is I was talking with somebody. Who was I? I don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day about it, and I was okay. Imagine, now get horned up in your mind. Say you're horned up, right? And you're like, oh, I need to go see the naked woman in the window, right? Yeah. Because it's like a pleasure thing. Okay,
sure.
I could kind of, I wrap my head around it because of, you see hot girls and you're like, this is a hot girl, right? Okay, good.
Sure.
But now he goes to Martha Moxley's house.
Doesn't see a hot girl.
Does not see a hot girl.
So now he's like going on the spank bank.
Throws rocks out. And he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna look at the stars and jerk."
My thing is,
why did he not just go home and do it?
No, because he's like, I'm already here. I mean, I might as well.
I just don't.
I might as well complete.
Sick.
I don't understand that.
He's like, I know she's in there,
or it's a lie.
Oh no, she's right behind the blinds. Oh fuck yeah.
Or it's a lie.
Yep.
But why would you lie? Why would you make up that lie? I jerked off in the tree.
Yeah, that.
Because he could go imagine her in his bathroom.
That's a great point.
Right?
Maybe, but imagine like
he's not seeing anything.
No, but what's the lie? Why lie?
Maybe it's
I know why lie.
But maybe it's the excitement of being in the tree and you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. Yeah. You're in a place you're not supposed to be. It's not. No one can see me. Yeah. I'm in the dark.
Okay, maybe.
I've got napkins.
Yeah,
maybe.
Maybe. He's got tree bark. We got napkins.
Maybe.
I'm fucking covered. This is good.
Maybe, yeah.
Or
usually the girl is needed in some capacity.
Typically,
even if it's a Macy's catalog.
He's looking at like the hands. He's like, oh, that fucking, look at that delicate fucking hand.
Instead, he's literally looking at the Little Dipper. Right? It's insane.
Maybe he's into that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't judge him.
Okay, so they also claimed that Michael's motive arose from the fact that he wanted Martha to be his girlfriend, and that was a statement he made in the same autobiography.
Yeah, this autobiography is just like it's almost as bad as OJ's.
Yeah. But he was unable to further their relationship when he witnessed her and his older brother engaged in sexual acts that night.
He witnessed them jerking each other, and he's like, "Motherfucker, that was my plan."
So the prosecution
I'm the jerk off.
That was supposed to be.
I'm the one that jerks off. This fucking
jerking off's my thing. I had the whole tree planned out.
And now you jerked her off already.
I'm the jerk off. He's like so.
He even beats me at jerking off. God damn it,
Tommy.
I can imagine him being that crazy. It's like, motherfucker, I'm the jerk off. He even beats me at jerking off.
He even beats me. Can I fucking win at one thing?
He fucking beats me at beating off. God damn it, Tommy.
Just one time. Just one time.
And it's like, fuck it, I'm done. Everyone's dead. Fuck it. Like, oh, my God. I can see him getting ready.
And then he goes crazy, and then he's like, it's her fault.
So that's what the prosecution is saying, is that made Michael angry, and he acted out like he had a history of doing before.
I mean, wow.
But the classmate in Poland that said that he did this died from heroin overdose before the trial began. So, that story
and he wouldn't have been credible anyway. Fucking crack addict. You're not gonna put him on the stand.
He's all sweaty. He's like, oh yeah, well, he said it. He said, I swear to God, he
scratching.
Said it.
He's like itchy.
He's like, can I get some more water over here, please?
But now hear it out, right? 9 other witnesses said that he implied to them at some point in his life that he killed her.
Now we're talking. Now it's
implied, though. He didn't say it to them. Implied of something.
So he was just like trying to show off and trying to get some attention.
So on June 7th, 2002, Michael Skakel was convicted and named responsible for Martha Moxley's death.
Oh, so he was convicted. What was he sentenced to?
20 to life.
Oh, damn. I mean,
So
I guess
he started serving it at Garner Correctional in Newton, Connecticut.
I guess they had a little bit of a jerkumstantial.
Oh my God.
That was the worst joke ever.
He was like, he had a runway to it.
I literally thought of it. I was like, they're going to hate this. I'm still saying it.
So he was convicted 20 to life.
I just want to say I called it.
Yeah, you did.
The story's not over.
Oh my God.
Shit. Okay.
The story's not over.
The Sutton Report continues.
Story's not over. A man by the name of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. began speaking out on Michael's behalf.
I was like, pardon him.
He saying the audio clips were edited in a way to insinuate that it was a confession when it really wasn't a confession. And it was an unfair argument posed against his relative. As a result, RFK Jr. began conducting research to clear his own cousin's name.
Wow.
And he found that a former classmate to the Skakels may know the actual identity of the killer. Tony Bryant said that he and 2 friends were out on mischief night that night with his friends Al Hasbrook and Burton Tinsley. And they just wanted to hurt someone. As they picked up clubs from the Skakel backyard, Bryant said he didn't want any part of it and left to return home.
Because they left their mom's clubs out. Just because.
Who leaves the golf
when
clubs
he met
out?
up with
Who's using their mom's clubs?
That's another thing.
When he met up with his friends later in time, they claimed that they had done what they set out to do, but they didn't say anything about Martha.
Oh, so they came back.
This piece of information, though, was actually implied. It wasn't actually said.
They didn't confess.
It was like, I'm DB Cooper.
Kind of somebody.
There's no other witness. There's
no
other corroboration. There's nothing.
No, but the thing is, all they said was, "Oh, we did what we wanted to do." But remember when you were younger, and then you see your friends the next day, you're like, "Oh, how'd it go?" You're like, "Oh yeah, those bitches loved us," and like they're like, it didn't happen, but you were like, "I gotta be cool."
Yeah,
it could have been, "Oh yeah, I let it out."
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So this activity by RFK Jr. and these unsubstantiated witnesses or other things that are possibilities, he was granted an appeal.
Okay.
So in 2013, granted an appeal, and it was based on the claim, though, that his original counsel was inadequate. And Skakel claimed that his lawyer failed to produce other suspects to minimize the doubt surrounding himself, failed to use key witnesses, and failed to defend himself against the audio clips of his autobiography saying, like implying that he did it, right? In his new trial, Michael Skakel returned to his defense with attorney Herbert Santos and made a case about Tommy's history of documented
Oh, he's throwing his brother under the bus. Fuck you, Tommy.
And his initial, inadequacy of his counsel, right? Michael Skakel then walked free and was released.
When?
When was this?
2013.
No way. But
so he served 12?
8, 9 years, 10 years. 10 years.
Oh, he said he went in 2002.
But the thing is,
but by the time the trial,
2003.
2003.
It was
so
enough.
10 years.
So
10
pretty
years.
much it was enough to be like, he didn't do it, but they didn't know who did it.
That's right.
So all he had to do was prove. Like,
So hear me out. Keeps going.
Oh my God! What the?
3 years later, in 2016, the Connecticut Supreme Court convened on the case to reinstate his conviction, and he lost.
So he went back to prison.
Oh shit!
Oh
shit!
Dude, he like
it keeps
2 years,
going.
2 years, and he's like appeal again.
Yeah,
it keeps going.
Cuz gonna bail me out again.
No, it keeps going. 2 years following that, in 2018, the Supreme Court reversed the ruling again.
Oh my God!
What?
What the fuck? He's
And
been
then
he's been
ordered-
in and out of prison for like the last like 6.
And then ordered to do a brand new trial all from beginning, to start over and do a new trial.
But can they even try him again? Because he's already been convicted of the same crime 4 times.
That's a good point.
I know, it's like quadruple jeopardy. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Then on the 45th anniversary of Martha Moxley's death in 2020, the state of Connecticut decided they would not retry him.
They're like, this is done.
I mean, the guy's fucked. I mean, like, Jesus Christ.
And then
he went to Polish prison
and then
school.
he-
He went to actual
he's
prison.
free.
Like,
and he's not in jail.
I'm really confused. I don't understand. Like, it's weird how
crazy.
RFK Jr., who probably didn't even know him, was, I'm coming to his defense. He's a good guy.
Yeah. He constantly said, you can look up videos of his interviews where he was not there. He was at the cousin's house.
But how does he know? He wasn't even alive. Like, RFK Jr. didn't exist. Like,
So then at a certain point,
trust me.
at a certain point,
I know him. He's my cousin.
At a certain point, Dorothy said that she just doesn't want to do it anymore. She's like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done.
Well,
This is more pouring salt in the old wounds, I'm fucking done
I
with
can
the
see that.
trials. You see how many times it flippity flopped?
Yeah.
Dude,
Like
it's
many trials.
It's too much of a roller coaster ride.
Right.
I mean, granted, I would have did more of a Samuel L. Jackson and
A Time to Kill.
A Time to Kill, yeah.
Time to Kill.
You know,
Oh, yes.
AR-15 in the courtroom.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that'd have been me.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Easy. Easy peasy.
So to this day, though, the Moxley family believes that the Skakels are responsible for her death.
What if it was...
They don't necessarily
Right.
subscribe to
necessarily
it's just
know
one
which
of the
one.
kids.
What if it
and
was both?
Somehow, and
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Couldn't have been both because they were so.
Well,
rival.
clearly he was trying to throw his brother under the bus.
Yeah, that's
like,
right. That's
fucking-
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So Michael Skakel lives his
freak.
life now.
How
and,
old is he now?
I mean,
I could probably do the math, but I don't want
I
to.
mean, he lives. He's out of prison,
70,
but he's got to
65?
have like.
What if he's still rich?
That's a good point.
65, 70. Yeah. So here are the conspiracies of it. Okay?
But I'm sure he still goes to restaurants. And everybody's still giving him the fucking evil eye.
I know, right?
And then they even know him. It's like they're like, who's that old crusty bastard over there? Like, fucking.
Yeah. I mean, so here are the basic conspiracies of it. I'm sure you can kind of figure it out by now. But one is that, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's
a Skakel.
them. Okay, first off, being that such poor police work.
It's the
Yes,
worst. I mean, the absolute worst.
That was ridiculous.
No fingerprints.
No, nothing.
No bloody shoe. No nothing. Nothing.
Yeah,
Zero.
there's no.
One of the
So
things
the theory on that is that the cops we're like, these are the Kennedys. We ain't gonna fuck with this.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna. No.
Let's take another lunch break.
Yeah.
That's why they sent the sister over. They were
Yeah.
like, hey,
Julie.
we trust you. Like,
But to explain that logically, they're just inept.
yeah. 100%.
Right?
Yes.
I just don't think-
that is no doubt.
I just don't think anyone is that inept. Even if you're not a great police officer,
But
you still have
remember, we
common
had
sense.
Yeah, but remember, like they have never experienced anything like this.
It doesn't-
in the whole town. 30
years. So even the old vet
Yeah, still
had no experience. But he's like, I've been on the force for 28 years.
But I'm gonna give you a thing, Jorge. I've never experienced a murder, and I wouldn't do that.
True.
I would be like, shouldn't we move the body to headquarters or something? I don't know. Like,
Hey, there's
what
like
the fuck?
6 dogs over here. What do you want to do with these?
They're like they're dogs.
These
They piss and shit. What do you want us to do?
What am I, a dog kennel?
I know they're like, look, put some rope up and we'll leave, and then we'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is back in the 75 too. I mean, it's,
I mean, were people that stupid back then? I don't know. It was like the IQ level in
Well,
Greenwich.
from a forensic standpoint,
Exactly.
pretty much. Yeah.
like maybe it was just more of a investigative type thing more than a forensic.
Is it more of a boots on the ground?
Was it?
You know, one thing that still doesn't make sense after all this is the fact that they found her with her pants down.
I don't like that part.
You know, I mean, obviously we can kind of. It makes sense of like why somebody would do that, right? But then there was no kind of evidence, sexual.
Yeah.
I think I have the answer to that.
What's up?
Well, he already did the tree jerk before.
Yeah.
You know, he was out of ammo.
Oh.
Maybe he was like,
So you think it's Michael?
Yeah,
I've been saying that.
Yeah,
I've been saying this.
No, but
episode.
even after the court, the U.S. court, let him go.
Yeah, because the court system's not perfect, bro. It's not like they're like fucking infallible.
I know, but
They let OJ go too, Eric.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
that was the
10 points for Sean.
That was the most
Yeah,
clear-cut
that's
case
true.
in the history of
That's true.
mankind.
That's
Like,
true.
Jesus Christ.
That's true.
No, but wouldn't it still show up in the autopsy that there was some sort of intercourse? Like,
Well,
I don't know. Maybe
I just don't think he fucked her.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think he did.
So you said he was going to try, or he wanted
I'm
to.
saying he already jerked off in the tree, and got his chance. He was like, shit.
So did he pull her pants down after he killed her?
Yeah. Why did he pull her pants down?
Or was he trying to rape her and then she didn't? She was trying to fight back and then he killed her.
No, what I think happened, he's probably beat her, but she's probably still alive but unconscious. And then it was either A, I can't do this, or B, it's not working, and then stab her.
No, she couldn't have been unconscious after like that many blows, or she couldn't have been
Alive.
alive.
No,
That's what I mean.
That's not true. You can. Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Motherfuckers can survive a crazy amount of shit. You'd be surprised if motherfuckers can survive.
Okay, but
People
she's
survive
not going to
fucking-
be conscious and moving,
Oh, no,
and then he's like, "Oh, let me stab her."
No, she was. No, I'm saying she
The
was
stab was a
unconscious.
death blow, right?
No, I'm saying she was.
Yeah.
I'm saying she's unconscious. He pulls her pants down.
Okay.
And is, oh shit, I can't do this.
Okay.
And then stabs her because he's like, I can't. She can't. I gotta make sure she's fucking dead after this shit.
But then he just leaves her pants down.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably in. I mean, you're not really thinking logically at that point. You just beat a woman to death.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to be like, oh, pull her pants up. I mean, come on. Like, that's the last thing on your fucking mind.
And then he's like, "Let me take the handle."
Of course, he got my mom's insignia on it. I'm trying to.
So was this like premeditated? So he grabbed the 6-iron
No, it
and
seems
went.
like out of passion, doesn't it? Or-
Yeah, he probably sees it,
or-
grabs a 6-iron. Motherfucker, pissed. He's like
Pissed about what?
about
brother?
about Tommy.
Tommy?
That he saw them.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do kind of see the vengefulness later.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where it's
yeah.
like,
Don't you know Tommy's
Tommy's
history?
a jerk
Piece
too.
of shit.
Yeah, Tommy's a jerk too.
Yeah.
Tommy flunked out of high school
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that like
So
yeah.
why is RFK so adamant? He would publicly use his name to go out and speak against it.
He's probably just trying to prove how good of a lawyer he is.
And that's it?
It's either that or it's you can't have a blemish on the Kennedy name, even though they were Skokels.
But it's such a bad case to do it behind because it seems
I
like
don't
all
get that.
Michael.
My bet, it's not like
if
they were
anything, I'd be like,
Also, didn't you say we were?
I'm,
Gonna,
like, I'm cool.
I'm like, we're not really
didn't you
cousins.
say we were going to introduce? Oh yeah, we did. Talk
Oh,
about
the Mark Furman?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, really what happened is that Mark Furman was a true crime novelist, actually. And after he did the OJ trial,
He wrote a book about that.
Got into he wrote a book about the OJ trial, and then he got into finding another crime, and then he found out about Martha Moxley.
It was funny. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Eric sends me a screenshot, and he's like, I can't listen to this audiobook anymore. And he sends me, and it's literally the first thing I see is like, by Mark Furman. And I was like, isn't that the dude who dropped the N-bomb 90 times in the OJ
So
trial?
he then wrote an entire book. He did his own investigation. I mean, he's a cop. He's a detective, and a little...
Just not a great one.
Yeah. And so then he then got involved in this, and then he actually, using his book and his stuff, he then got involved in this, and he does interviews for it, and he's a big proponent of
I think the worst thing is...
You just want to get paid.
I think the worst thing is, literally, it's like, he's a New York Times bestselling author. It literally says that on the thing, and I'm like, how? But how?
Do you think he's gotten better?
Mark Furman?
Yeah.
I mean, I
About
think...
not racist anymore?
I mean, did you hear his tapes?
I didn't hear him, but I know what he said.
You heard him.
Yeah.
I
don't remember all of them, but yeah.
They were like,
yeah.
It wasn't me and him are doing Tupac, and I dropped
No,
the N-bomb on
no,
accident.
no.
Do you know what I mean?
By accident after asking permission.
Yeah. It was like he was talking about Wrangland and some gnarly shit.
You're saying that.
I'm just saying that is those are dark statements.
I mean, that shit doesn't leave overnight. That's not
so I'm just wondering
deep
if you think that because hopefully people can change, and hopefully people can get, you know what I mean? Like they could redeem, and
people
I
can
don't know.
change.
I just don't see Mark Furman as a changer.
Not quite that one.
Mark Furman doesn't seem like one for growth.
Yeah. All right, so walk me through it. What do you think happened?
I'm still
and I don't want you to just say
I don't Tommy.
I don't want you to just say he's guilty. I mean, like, what happened? I mean, because what happened that night?
Who's first?
I'll let you go first because I'm still actually
a little confused.
I'm not fully deciding.
On board, yeah.
Go ahead. Maybe convince me, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty clear-cut case here. Idiots.
I like that.
So I'll explain it for the peasants in the room. Yeah. I'll put you guys in the peasant chat on Discord.
Okay.
No, so I feel like, okay, so they're at the thing. They're chilling in the Lincoln.
Okay, listen to music.
So obviously Michael and Tommy are in the front seat with Martha.
Yeah.
They're both vying for attention.
Okay.
So then they're going to go watch fucking Monty Python. And Michael's like, oh, sweet. Yeah, that sounds like a fucking tits movie for me. Let's go. So he goes. And
also, I don't even know what Monty Python that one is.
Yeah.
I don't
the
think I've ever
circus
seen that
of
the circus
whatever.
in the sky or the
yeah, I've never heard of that.
Circus in the air.
Yeah.
So I think he goes.
Okay.
And then I think he after the fact is like, oh fuck, I left her with Tommy. And that's when like the competitiveness kicks in. I think it's really easy to make
because he did go there.
Yeah,
I
think it's really easy to make an excuse to get out of there. Like, oh, I forgot something, or I need to go home, or I'm not feeling well, or whatever the case may be. So I think he goes back. I think Tommy and Martha are like, having a little flirt.
Yeah.
I think Martha's probably not into it, most likely, but I could be wrong. Because I think if they did the if he gave her a little Chicago rub down and the whole thing,
what does that mean?
I don't know. I just made that up.
That's even better. That's even better.
Little South Side shake. So maybe he comes back and he's like, oh fuck, okay, I need to find him. So he probably comes back looking for them, doesn't see him there, walks over to the Moxley's house. Maybe sees them in the driveway, maybe finishing up. He pissed. He probably runs home, and maybe grab.
You said he sees him in her driveway.
Yeah, because I think that's where they were doing the nasty.
But you know what's weird about it?
No, maybe they were doing the nasty at their house.
But here's what's weird about it. Yeah. Here's what's weird about it. 30 days earlier, she writes in her diary about how that
both these boys are losers.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to be around them, and she just doesn't.
Maybe she was drunk. Maybe she was drunk though. We don't know.
Okay.
See, there's the thing. Like maybe the kids were drinking. It's mischief night.
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting a little loose.
We didn't really get into that.
Yeah,
So that's a good point.
So it's possible that they were drinking.
Yeah.
So
even drugs.
So I think that my
we never mentioned any of that.
And here's what my thought is.
Like,
I don't think they were at. I don't think they were at the Skakel's house. I think they were somewhere else. Michael sees them doing, or even if they're not jerking each other out, maybe they're kissing, or I don't know, they're doing something.
Yeah.
He's pissed, runs home, grabs the 6-iron, probably just to even threaten Tommy. And I don't think it's premeditated. I'm going to kill her.
Right.
And then I think
So maybe he was going after Tommy?
Yeah, I think maybe it was like he was just angry.
Oh,
He's
like they were
pissed.
all together.
He's pissed and he's like, fuck him. He runs home, grabs it. He's like, I'm so angry.
Maybe.
And then maybe he sees her and then doesn't see Tommy and just, I don't know. And like,
Goes off on her.
I remember one time I was so angry, I punched my coffee table. And I was like expecting my coffee table to explode, but instead I broke my hand. I immediately regret this decision.
So
you immediately regret it, like, you know.
So if he did that, then is he lying about jerking off on the tree?
I think it's like, what's something that could be believable? Something that embarrasses this. What's the most something that makes you look like a weirdo?
That's his
and
alibi.
Super embarrassing. You jerked off in a tree.
But his alibi at the scene of the murder,
like in a tree above it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had an eagle eye view.
It is so stupid.
I was actually jerking off.
It's so stupid.
So I think like he sees her. He obviously regrets it afterwards. But once you're that deep, you're like 6 swings in. You can't. There's no turning back. There is no. The only option is she dies.
Okay.
And probably it's so much rage that you just can't stop it.
And now that I keep talking about it, I think he probably pulls her pants down because in his mind, the last person that she was seen with is Tommy.
Yeah.
He obviously left her with Tommy. He sees her and Tommy fooling around. He's like, okay, cool.
I can fool around too.
Well, no, I'm gonna pull her pants down. Tommy's the clear suspect here. They were seen fooling around, being flirty. If I pull her pants down, they'll think.
Well, he didn't know that.
No, but
at that point,
he left her with Tommy, and then he comes back and sees them together.
Oh yeah,
because obviously he didn't fuck her after. There was no like sexual intercourse after that, so probably pulls her pants down. Like it implicates Tommy more.
And why would he drag her 90 feet?
To hide her.
To hide her.
Yeah. To take her out of plain sight. Yeah.
So then that's where, after he hit her, then that's when he's like, oh, let me set it up and pull her pants down and like set it up so it maybe looks like Tommy did it.
I think probably because he's probably covered in blood and just trying to see, like, you know, frame up the scene.
I get what you're saying. Now, last question for you is: do you think Tommy knew?
No, I don't think Tommy knew.
Okay,
I think Tommy was.
So
I think Tommy was a fucking dick, and I don't like him.
Yeah,
but I don't think
you're Tommy though. Like, how would you not like? You know your brother. Shit, I know you guys. Like how you know, I know your reactions. I know like everything, and I don't know you.
That's definitely Sean. Definitely Sean in the pine over there.
No, I just don't think. I don't think,
like you would recognize that your brother's off, unless he's a fucking psycho, and there's like nothing off because he could not even register.
I don't think Tommy knew that Michael knew. I think Michael saw it. I don't think Tommy was creeping. I don't think Tommy was aware that Michael was, knew what was going on. So he probably was going home. Oh, I'm gonna talk shit about this.
But what I'm saying is that Michael would have been off. Something's off. At least the next morning, the next day, next couple of days.
I think.
How do you not notice your brher who just fucking rage murders someone? Like you don't notice anything.
I think they're both sociopaths. So, I think Tommy's a sociopath.
More Michael.
Oh, obviously, he's a killer. And he went to Poland prison school. So come on.
Okay.
That's just what I think.
The conspiracy part, though, is you think that the Kennedy name,
for sure,
got him at least out of.
No, here's what happened.
Something. I mean, he's not in prison right now.
It got him the appeal, so then he got out, and then that just kind of muddied everything, and then eventually they were like, you know what? Yeah. Boom. This
like
is done.
on a smaller scale of the Chappaquiddick.
It got him. It got him
because he's not the Kennedy.
Yeah, but was it also like Michael reached out to the Kennedy or to
maybe that I wouldn't put it past the dad doing it. Oh. I wouldn't put it past the dad.
He's like,
because the dad is literally Ethel's brother.
Yeah, and Ethel's his mom.
No, Ethel's his aunt.
No, Ethel is RFK Robert's mom.
RFK Jr.'s mom.
Yeah. So he's like,
you're right. Yeah.
He's like, your mom is my sister, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, you gotta help my son out.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I don't think he was tight with the boys. That's actually good. I like. Oh, that's good, Jorge.
That would be the deep seated conspiracy scenario.
I think
where
that's
you're using your clout.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah, for sure. But to try to figure out this.
But what do you think happened with Tom?
Where you go? So now,
where do you think?
So now we go.
I don't know.
I made up a fucking whole fake scenario here.
I mean,
you gotta make some.
Do you want me to go?
Go.
Yeah, you want me to go, and then you can wrap it up at the end. Yeah,
better have some good horror angle. Yeah.
Eric's actually usually the better one.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna let you wrap it up.
inclined to believe that Michael did it.
You're not inclined.
What do you mean?
No, I mean I'm not. I don't. I'm not like sold.
Oh,
on
you
Michael
don't
doing
think
it.
Michael did it?
Sorry.
Okay.
I could see Tommy doing it. I could see doing it.
I
You know
will
why?
admit,
And
I think Tommy is the bigger wild
Yeah.
card. I
And
think he's
and
the
I'll
more
put it here.
angry
I'll put it
one.
here. Let's just take Michael out of the equation.
Okay.
He's just jerking off on a tree.
Which is actually believable.
Like which is what he says.
I know, it's like multiple times.
So take him out of the equation totally. We have a diary of a girl saying that she does not want to do this with a guy. Weeks later, they're out at night. He tries to do something. She says no.
He doesn't take no for an answer.
She goes home.
Yep.
He doesn't take no for an answer.
He runs back, gets a golf club.
Fucking hits her.
You're gonna deny me? I'm a Kennedy Skakel.
And for some reason, couldn't rape her.
Yeah, just the remorse set in.
But
or
tried
whatever.
to. Yeah, tried to. Killed her. Went back to the place, and that's the end of the story.
Let's his brother take the fall. I mean,
fine.
That's actually believable. I mean, that's believable.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking. But what doesn't make sense then is the jerking off in the tree.
I know.
Where does that fit in?
But what if he
didn't do
it?
He didn't do it before.
No, but what if he did do it?
Then
he was like,
then why would he make up the story if he's not the killer?
No, but,
I know.
First we say it makes sense because you make up a story that embarrasses you.
I
and
gotta ask you
takes,
something.
it takes the.
I gotta ask you something. This is gonna be a crazy question. You ready? Okay. So say you did jerk off in the tree.
I would never tell anybody.
But then say the girl died.
I would tell everybody. I would tell everybody.
You didn't kill her.
I would be like, I was jerking off in a tree. I got pictures. I got evidence. I was in the tree jerking off.
Does that make sense?
I would 100%.
You see where I'm going with that?
No, that doesn't make sense because why would you say that you were in
because he's trying to be honest that I didn't kill her.
No, it makes
right?
it makes sense because like obviously in the beginning
in the tree in her property where the fucking body was found.
What Eric is saying is so in the beginning when you just find out, you're oh well no, I'm not going to admit that A it's embarrassing. B because
like when the mom came over to ask.
I don't want people. It's the most embarrassing thing in your life, and B, I don't want people to think I was there.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when it's you did it, you're like, no, I was literally jerking. I was in a tree jerking off.
This is way less worse than me killing the girl.
I was jerking off.
But when he admitted that was when the Sutton report.
But it's probably like
came to him, and it's like, hey, we're looking into this again, and then he's like, oh yeah, so that night, I was jerking off in the tree. That's my alibi. That's what I was doing on her property.
I've admitted to things in my 30s that I did when I was younger that I didn't want to talk about back then because now I don't really care. I was stupid.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking idiot.
I know. But what doesn't make sense is that he's saying that he jerked off in her property on the tree on her property where this fucking the murder happened.
Yeah, I get it.
But I thought you were for Tommy anyways.
I am for Tommy.
Just to complete
but that's the part that doesn't make sense.
It is true. It is odd.
Yeah, let me just complete it, right? The murder weapon's obviously from their garage.
Yep.
True.
You know, it's pretty
obvious. It's pretty obvious.
We all agree. Engraved club.
We all agree it's the same club.
Exactly. So that means it's somebody who's within their group.
Yeah, and it's
right.
Yeah,
and then the only other person. It's the only other person. Yeah, I don't really buy the tutor.
I don't buy the tutor at all.
But the only other person that maybe is a small open door. No, is the boyfriend.
They never talk about him.
Yes,
because
it was only in the beginning, and then he was
very little info, very little interviews.
Ooh, maybe he saw
no
like
idea.
He saw like Tommy on the knee, like and he's like, the bitch is cheating on me.
But here's the thing: is none of the other witnesses said he was there either. So there's nothing that says he is or isn't.
There's not even circumstantial evidence for him.
There's nothing there.
Okay, okay.
So
I like this.
So
how about this?
Yeah.
Michael did go and jerk off in the tree.
Yeah.
Tommy did make out with her over there, right? Okay. But the boyfriend was
creeping. He was creeping.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna go late night booty call, right? So,
I'm gonna stroll up.
So he's like, it's mischief night, so he's out.
Yeah.
He's causing mischief.
Yeah, he's okay. You know, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna have a good time, mischief night, whatever. And he's coming to visit her.
Yeah.
When maybe he sees her with Tommy or whatever, and then he follows her home.
But then it's the golf club. Yeah, he steals the golf club from the. They left it out. They leave it out all the time. The dad's
also, but just so we know, anybody who plays golf knows you do not leave your fucking clubs out.
Nobody ever does.
Right.
Never.
No.
And everyone who
Water,
plays golf knows.
Rust, everything.
Men don't use women's clubs. You just don't do it.
So
you
that means
never use women's
That means somebody
clubs.
went into the house or the garage and got it.
Has to be one of the brothers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because like women's clubs are smaller. Yeah. It doesn't work.
Has to be one of the brothers. If I had to pick one, I would say Michael.
Yeah.
I was actually leaning Tommy.
There we go.
Most of the time. Once again, me and Sean.
I know. Me and Jorge always see eye to eye. Always.
He was close, though.
I know. He was really
he was close.
Eric, I think Eric was like subtly like, listen to me, Jorge.
Son of a bitch.
Whispering the sweet nothings into his ear.
Well, I know we joke a lot, but obviously this is a horrible thing, and our
fucking
love to the Moxleys, and hopefully she gets justice. I know that they don't want to do it anymore, but hopefully somebody will get around to
somehow.
Yeah, because it's not because
I think you need in this case you need some sort of physical evidence to do anything further.
I agree.
You know, you need. Like a bloody sock.
There's no DNA.
that
There's
they
no
find
blood,
randomly.
There's no clothes. There's no nothing.
And look, like it's just like Eric said, we joke around, we have fun, but like I have a daughter, Jorge has 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Like
so,
we do take this shit seriously. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
people do crazy things.
I know, like.
There is some humor in it.
I mean, the guy jerked off in a tree. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like howling alone.
Like howling at the moon or something.
I just can't believe he did. Like, how do you even balance? What happens at the end? Do you just like lose? Anyways,
so there you go. That's what we got. Martha Moxley. Everybody, happy Halloween.
Woo-hoo! I mean, technically, it'll be after Halloween when you hear the episode too, but it's still part. We released it on Halloween, so it is part of Halloween.
Go ahead, hit us up. Patreon, Discord, Spotify exclusive.
Make sure to subscribe if you're listening, because a lot of you guys listen, but we don't.
I know.
You don't subscribe.
Also, share.
Make sure to listen if you listen.
They could share.
And leave a review. What else can we ask you for?
Good reviews.
Review. Yes.
Like us on Instagram, Facebook. I mean, we just passed 50,000 followers on Facebook.
Send us some cryptocurrency. Like, send us some non-traceable crypto.
Message us.
Coin.
I will send you my Venmo and or Cash App.
And once again, thanks to our lead researcher on this, Caprice. We really appreciate you.
Caprice, thank you so much. Super awesome.
We'll catch you guys on the flip.
Nighty night.